on Pearl, which, by the way, I've been wondering for T1, what did you have in store for Pearl? Because in all their series so far, Genji banned it first, DRX banned it first, Nongshim banned it first.
Model Prism tapi gue bikin mirip sama model gue yang asli.
And they pick it immediately. So I really do wonder, have they been waiting for this?
Really comes to mind. I mean, compositionally, double duelist, you know, it's things that we expect like T1's caliber, especially with the players that they have as well. Off to the attacking side, though, they will just start things off with a little drone down B long.
Yeah, and it's a 1-4 setup as well for Paper X right now, so retake style over on this B site. They're used to seeing from that RRQ match their opponents getting towards the sites, but now we need to see them actually challenge for it on this retake, you'd assume.
Well,
Ini main dual mid anjir. Ini middle bracket. Jadi ini kan apa? Ini kan Pacific kick off. Dia tuh ada 3 bracket gitu loh. Jadi lu bisa kalah 2 kali. Gila. Saat pagi semua harus G5 halo Ahmad, halo Kal. Anjir. Diloncatin. 1-0. Wah, dapet nih. Wah, anjir gila per second deh. Oke, kirain. Iya.
Another scenario on this map right now where it's going to be an attacking round against Paper X Garnet. To highlight the scenes from the last time we did see it. It was a 0-10 start for Paper X on this defensive side, right? Against RRQ.
Dia ngambil dari belakang semua soalnya tuh. Dari City semua kalah aja.
So we are waiting to see what changes they employ really early on this one as well. I like the idea from T1, by the way, situating yourselves in some nice crossfires.
Masih pistol, masih pistol.
Around that B side to be able to
ini kalau kalah lagi kayak Invi diganti dah.
Force up for Paper X in this next one as well. It should just be a free of charge round for T1, unless they really slip up. Would be a mid explosion here.
Mati nih meteor.
To face.
Anjir, banyak banget. Wah! Wah, matang tuh dah. Mid semua anjir. DC full.
Let's just the ghost upgrade for Forsaken. See if something with this headhunter
is
going to be able to remove some from the shoulders. Otherwise, T1 should bring in a little bit of stability. Watching the flank noted on that ghost player.
Pretty good positions all throughout the board. Stacks around pillow with shotguns ready as well. In case Munch gets also, but here comes something. Headhunter, like you called.
Anjir.
But you gotta watch out for Buzz and Judge. Back in the halls. Stacks, Buzz, all on the site still.
Wow, ditempel bro. Gelo.
Past T1. Clean round.
There's definitely gonna be a
tidak terlihat bagus sih.
Comfort for the side of T1 in terms of the aims that they're playing, and for Paper
Itunya apa sih namanya? Dia punya wall bagus banget soalnya. Buat masuk. Enak masuknya. Apalagi B-nya kan. Terus smoke cuma bisa di atas doang. Ditempel. Gila banget. Tapi T1 sih pede mampus ya abis RRQ kalah lawan abis Paper X kalah lawan RRQ kayaknya pede mampus.
I'll break later lah. I'm gonna go check me bunch ya. Yeah, body. Taking middle guys.
Gue nonton Paper X lawan RRQ. Tapi gue ini rewatch. Waduh. Enggak sih. Map 1 jauh.
Will fade. Util gone. There's a bit of mid control for a potential B split here for T1.
Yeah, good to still check in across all around. So
what? 2-0.
Not too bad with the little movements and advantages that Paper X are trying to create.
Iya.
Managed to peek in the A main as well, so that was quite well read. Now back into B long. Something onto the chamber.
Yep. No bailout strat here either. He is going to have to stand his ground as Forsaken does start to peel away as well to Tower. Something now does have the rendezvous marker available as well, but there's no real position you're going to be able to deploy that as Forsaken. See his POV on that one. It sounded like just a single shot to the dome.
Absolutely discourages T1 from stepping foot back into B. So into the
Ini belum
A side,
elim.
but there's so many angles to consider, especially with Paper X and
Middle
how
breaker.
they could have possibly gotten to A main.
Yeah, there's still a dart available for Envy as well. But it looks like they're going to take a little bit of initiative as Munchkin does get caught in the open and Stacks is going to get traded. So a pretty decent first round on these defensive side for Paper Rex. They're going to be happy that they get one and not see something like that 10-0 again.
Thankfully not. Still, early days for both sides this round, thanks to Forsaken checking out in towards middle, as well as back into tower. Yes. Oi!
Tapi
beautiful.
That's a cracker.
Ini deh, sama kayak match sama Araki kemarin. Kalau Forsaken dapat multiple kill masih menang. Tapi kalau Forsaken gak dapat multiple kill kalah. Dapat 3 kill Forsaken baru bisa menang anjir. Kita lihat teorinya benar apa enggak. 2-1 PRX win. Sulit sih. PRX mental lagi tidak oke.
Like the aggressions from Paper X in towards A main, this choke is generally nicely favored for defenders to have a fair fight on, try and gain favor.
PRX kalah. Belum tahu.
Of course, wondering as well as to whether or not
Tapi Envy kan nggak baru-baru banget di ini. Di
no, probably not.
Here and there. Yeah, right. But still, there was a lot of utility spent by Paper X to defend them off around A main.
Yeah, looking for an over-aggression play, right? Catch them a little bit lopsided.
Hunter's Fury as well for Stacks.
PS dia iya kan? Secret kan dia.
Starting things off with Izu alongside Buzz. Relay Bolt still ready as well. Meanwhile, Jing has to immediately dodge.
Yeah.
Aduh.
Jumping out with these wiggles as Paper X.
Nggak
Well, they
diliatin.
just sit you down, don't they? Munchkin trying to dig deep. Can't happen. And Stacks, well, he was spotted with the Hunter's Fury earlier, and he is going to get traded as well. Bowman shut down. Tired.
Forsaken dapat 2.
T1
Menang deh.
not able to find good fortunes in their first proper buyout.
Forsaken lagi carry banget.
Thinking about how everyone was just set up for it, making a lot of noise, Jing getting out, but ultimately, thanks to Envy Device still being all around, keeping all the angles, they managed to find a couple of players straggling all across the open spots.
It's like the last series that we just see as well, right? Where Full Sense are going to be happy to try and take a lot of the fights. Paper X are going to be the exact same for you, and if they are able to plant their feet nicely with numbers, they're going to take these fights with something on this chamber as well. If he's at the right location, he's going to have a get out of jail free card with the chamber. Jing, well, this Neon, he's going to try and dance around you as well and wiggle around you. So we'll see how he kind of learns that in amongst this map of Pearl. The fact that you do shut down the first gun round of T1, I'll say quite convincingly. You had the right rotations and the right angles you needed to be holding. We're gonna have to wait and see what T1 really have up their sleeve for us. You would assume after this pistol round.
For now, though, just trying to group up. Buzz perhaps with overdrive at some point as well, but down to the minute mark, Paper X starts to investigate. You also do have something continuing to hold a deep angle into A main, so extra information, and now with all that noise, starting to piece it together.
Stacks has just cleared all of Long with that drone too, so they've got an idea that nobody is actually on the site itself until they look to stretch out into the back of holes.
Ya tadi Forsaken bisa dapat itu.
World in which this is a 5 versus 5 retake, and you consider for Forsaken, Cosmic Divide, maybe you want to deploy.
Safe banget. Nggak ada yang
Not going on yet, though. In fact, it's going to be Munchkin's first to go off. Just Jing in with high lanes all the way through into the site, but still, everyone from T1 not quite able to hold on, thanks to the pistols, of course. So a couple of casualties, but Paper X still managed to find the lead in this round.
Yeah, it seems like the idea better for them is going to be a smoke here and there, and everybody guns up, ready for the fight. We know we've got superior gun advantage. We've got everybody on the site. T1 have to try and make sure that they were already established in their crossfires from where they came. In Long, on the side itself, it's just get up and go. And go they do. Nicely well played at the end for this retake for Paper X. Some sharpies to come through from Forsaken yet again. It feels like from his POV, his crosshair placement is online today.
Quite reliable.
Next
round, though, this is one that you were trying to keep in stock for T1, having the guns back up.
Aduh, tutup dulu.
Yep. RRQ style as well from that crazy guy, sending in a salvo early. Force them off in a main line, see if you want to go for it further or go for a bit of an art play. And Well, it's going to be the latter, and they're just going to get absolutely peppered on back. Not able to get up through to Art for Paper X for some semblance of an advantage. Tail between the legs towards the A site, mind you, to see what something can do with this operator right now.
It's going to be the drone as well, though.
Harusnya sih Paper X menang ya.
More aggressive angle.
Satu tuh.
Punches through. Buzz able to answer back, but finds Jing instead.
Yeah, drone is only now clearing A main as well, so something is in a bit of a spot of bother. Overwhelmed on the site, perhaps right now. Two angles to try and
nggak dapet.
He's all over the place. Unfortunately, that's where he will fall, especially with another team, another squad coming through from A main. And now it's Divide getting gunned down. Leaving Forsaken to his devices. 1v4. Probably got a save, man.
Mati nih Buzz nih.
Make a go for it. Steps in the site for a couple of picks anyway. Will find Buzz. The rest of T1. You got flashes, you got stacks with recons and shocks. As soon as you get onto the spike as well, that's going to draw out a reaction. Just Munchkin holding extremely safe, sets off a Nova Pulse. Op has been retrieved. And that should be that. Forsaken peels off.
Yeah, no way you're going to be able to find any more damage unless someone gives you a duel trying to hunt you.
Oh, bisa di wallbang situ.
I wonder even if T1 are going to recognize that the operator, well, might have been salvaged from it. Now they'll know with the echo that goes on through in the tied ball game.
Okay.
Forsaken even going to be finding stacks.
Iya, dia keluar dari itu water belakang.
So, Paper X will go at it again. T1 putting Paper X into some retreated spots.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, it was kind of awkward position for something to be in.
Bas, iya anjir. Dari smoke, kasihan banget. Damai kena anjir.
If they want to actually go for it a little bit further on, they're gonna have to put bodies there. The idea
gila, 12. Forsaken 12 sendiri.
Members of T1 happy to take the fights there. The game plan worked a bit better from them from barrier drop.
Iya.
You look at the
Ya ampun something.
Easy with the dimensional drift can be you just go things out at this B side as well, especially because we can see that this operator is on the line.
Mati. Oke.
And now he's just going to have to retreat off that one.
Okay. Rendezvous off. T1 just asserting their presence.
Well, this is the adjustment that you wanted to see from Paper X as well. If you are going for that A main control on the back of a single salvo, what are you doing to follow that up? Putting in the drone over there, putting your own stealth drone up through Art as well is one of the good things about this composition for Paper X, that they've got the double drone ability.
Tapi Paper X readnya masih bener
quite early on in the mix to get info that nothing's around the A site, and also now you have to have this heads up at the B site as Izu scopes everything out.
A lot being cleared, but also initial relay bolt does slow things down somewhat. Unfortunately, Forsaken not quite
Anjir, terus smoke lagi.
Now, just something.
Sedih banget. Paper X lagi unlucky parah banget.
It doesn't quite catch onto too much. Just Izu slightly tagged.
Timmu yang mana anjir?
Still not enough.
Harusnya sih Paper X menang, harusnya.
Just the save in its entirety. Drones used for Paper X.
Aku dukung ini. Dukung yang menang.
He never used the dart in this round. No second salvo. Feels like for all the information that you gathered over outside A main, wasn't a contingency for what might be happening over at the B site when that drift comes through and facilitates Buzz to be able to get back into the holes. And
next round ada
Buzz happy enough to go for those fights, feeling like they've got.
Kalau ngambil spike ada lockdown.
A little bit under
control.
Good gravity well onto Forsaken as well, mind you, from Munchkin.
Crazy.
So things looking pretty good for T1 in that atmosphere. I'll take the lead back. With the save of 3 for Paper X, see what they've got in store around the bend, because the operator is transitioning to the next round. They do have that tour de force available for something still.
Kelihatan.
Let's go, guys. Let's go.
Lawannya bagus banget.
Potential threat, but otherwise still fantastic round. I mean, this was a T1 working against something with an op, and they were so aware of it. How to work around it as well. The upgrade of Munchkin into the roster. So, upcoming round now.
Forsaken ulti. Something ulti. Kayak control mid. Wes.
No business around A. Trademark at the front side of the site. Give you early warning call for a bit of a mid exploration to get something on the line. Pretty much stay here for as long as he wants with that TP out. Really comes down to T1 to see if they can flush him out.
Angle loncat tuh, angle jumping itu. Jumping mati kali.
Assume that there's a bit of an idea that there might be something behind this. not specifically the player, but we'll get an idea of who he is.
Salah angle.
Missed shot to the top of mid might spell the go time for T1 to start to get more of an idea on how to get.
Aduh, something lagi geter banget. Crazy.
Jumping buzz neon, so very precarious, but it will be
gak mati loh.
Hold their ground around the A site. Special delivery.
Ada apa? Lagi geter banget ini apa namanya?
East already slipped in. It's a pretty strong position to still hold while Forsaken tries to perhaps set up a bit of a flank. You also have Meteor still keeping a lot of these positions in check, so even though the spike's not down yet, T1's got a pretty good grip.
Salah angle.
Jing and they managed to slip through. The spike carrier's been dropped and Munchkin has to go.
There's another layer to this onion right though, and that's Forsaken coming in from behind. Divide to put a shutdown onto Meteor. That is a bit of a clean up from a precarious position that PaperX faced on that A site. See an angle as well that T1 really wanted to get that spike into the site, get stacks the plant, get the Hunter's Fury online perhaps, but there was never going to be an avenue that you could feel comfortable in using that as well. It was so low in HP. In fact, like 3 of the members of T1 were super low in HP there, from the spam going through the walls, from the tags, from Devi as well, trying to spray through. It's going to be a very difficult one for T1 to try and wrangle that one back. They did have enough money in their back pocket to invest yet again and try something a little bit different this time. A 1-4 setup for PaperX, favoring the A side. Might need to get the big old boots online for Jing. He needs to rotate pretty rapidly.
Salah ritme.
Oh no. Still trying to make the decision, so it's going to take a little bit more time. Stealth droning all across just to check out mid.
I'm a little bit surprised that with the 4 members over at A, there wasn't an orb control. If I missed it, apologies.
Tungguin sampai
I was one away from the
terakhir.
Armageddon. In this sort of situation, you would have loved that for a B retake.
Semua main. Tapi ada ulti Forsaken. Gimana caranya main anjir?
Comes down to this approach. It's just Forsaken on the side, 1-4 like you mentioned.
Nempel itu ya? Iya tuh nempel anjir.
Cosmic Divide perhaps try to
mati dia.
Now Forsaken has to contend with Buzz, but
Oh ya,
there's
di
the flank
flank
now
anjir.
going
Gila.
through. Overdrive pop.
Gila, abis sama stack.
Utter destruction.
Abis gila. Flanknya 4 flank. 4-4 ya abis. Astaga.
4 kills to come through.
Forsaken jagain saya udah kayak mau mati gitu.
Need to see that from his POV for sure. You know they're all funneled into a singular location.
Masa iya 4-1. Duh, anjir. Wah, something sih GG. Something sih GG.
In that moment in time.
Ditonting. Wah, mampus.
Great individual moment to come through from the stack. So again,
anjing nggak dapet sama sekali. Nggak nembak, bener-bener nggak nembak.
Not going to have too much of an impact on PaperX's economy for this round,
Neko,
but the one after this,
Mas
that's something
Noval.
different if it goes T1's way. Could be worth a double here.
Things starting to get really sticky.
Mereka main
Positionally right now, though, for
retake, mainnya di
PaperX,
spawn anjir.
Divide with Armageddon, something, Word of Force, presumably still in the game.
Yeah, you already activated
Udah
it.
dipingin semua.
So for T1 to
Di
try to
kontrol mid teh.
morale up around it, so
Gimana?
far taking down Connector,
Nomor
Art,
dapet 1.
will do a step into main as well.
Ngeri.
Announcing more presence in towards
Buset.
B though, and that drops the Armageddon relatively early.
Yeah, but it's a bit of a
ultinya
safe way
miring.
that you can get out of that one as well from a TP and from the high gear of
Dia
the
kira
Neon.
udah di depan banget. Ultinya miring ya.
Challenge to
Masuk
something
sini.
like this 2
Aduh,
to 4,
something.
see
Oh,
if he
dapet.
can get the right line on a Meteor, which he can. 5 versus 3 that T1 have to come back in towards the A site with, and they're going to have to get kind of fancy with this one to have any advantages.
They'll look to Buzz.
Ih,
He's the one with
aduh.
fancy feet. Unfortunately, falls to Envy. Stacks makes it a trade, but there goes toward Force again. Salvos flush Stacks out of position. Quad that you got in previous rounds. He's got 15 seconds now to make something happen. Devi hops onto the ledge, spots his head.
I gotta say, from what you've got available as this composition for PaperX on the defensive side, you've really seen RRQ do a lot of ingenuity for the different layering approaches that you do have, right? From the information that you're gathering from the drones and the dart, from the stuns that you've also got available across the board from the Neon as well as the Teo. You're covering a lot of the bases for information gathering, for damage. You are kind of missing the flashes, I guess you could say, but if they're, you know, finding favor with the other components, It's not too shabby.
Tapi tadi
See what T1
panelisnya pilih T1 semua, 80%.
Because again, it's kind of felt a little bit flat when the drift hasn't come on that specific mark. Forsaken's battle right now is against the drone.
Waduh, GG Forsaken. No.
Go signal for T1, Cosmic Divide, Buzz.
Udah naik. Gila Forsaken. Pusing tuh. Dari smoke.
Playmaker able to find a double kill.
Wouldn't mind seeing a world in which something juggles over that operator to divide just so he can play on the low HP. But they are so far disconnected from each other at the moment because of the space that is empty around the map right now that T1 could be lurking in, could be trying to catch you off guard, unexpected. High-low setup to a degree here for Envy and for Devi on the bottom side of things. 40 seconds to go, and the option here was for T1 to rest. Refocus still to this B site. Cut noise.
Skin yang itu yang jadi pink sama hijau itu loh.
Oh, I love the drone time here as well. Just gonna have to hide from this properly for T1. Oh, he's pinged it. There might be a bit of an idea, an inkling that he's behind the pillar.
Ini something with
very powerful right now for something. Jigs up.
Oh, nice. There he goes. Perfect flick. Devi as well, putting a long journey towards the round back. 10 seconds left, and T1 has got no escape plan. You just have to dig deep, and it's only Meteor, unfortunately, completely surrounded. PaperX take the lead.
There's very good patience from, I think, both teams in there.
PaperX take the lead. Forsaken 15.
Reconcile things and get back in towards the round. Feels like for Envy specifically there, it's really good timing on that drone as well. Just buys some more significant time that T1 don't have to try and get in towards the side.
Forsaken bisa mati.
Wih,
gak hoki banget.
Anjir. The operator hits its mark as well.
Ente. Cuman 2 bulat nih terus oke.
Keep things competitive on this defensive side that again we were really lacking the last time we saw them on Pearl. Now for T1 with this party mix of a buy, can they turn up the heat a little bit into this A side potentially?
Oh, kena. Wah, TP balik, Bang. Buset. Dapat something. Aduh.
Devi managed to find a singular spray. Perhaps through a smoke. Now the drone coming out to confirm positioning.
Spots out Meteor, I believe, is the only player. Izu real low on HP as well, going to be sending in the drift. Meanwhile, you draw all the attention away from what's happening at the B site, folks. Munchkin is sneaking in towards it with only a stinger. But how far do you want to go? Because you lost control of mid.
Masih ada Izu. Izu kedengeran. Mati.
Izu to fall as well. 4 versus 2. PaperX set themselves up with some good advantage here.
Really thinning out the herd. You're left with 2 players on T1 side, and they only
ini kalau menang sih gila sih.
Position from Munchkin though still.
4v2.
Able to perhaps find somewhat of a flank, get a good spot, take a rifle. Maybe a slight chance. Stacks all the
Aduh, dia. Aduh, low sense anjir.
It all comes down.
Aduh, dia low sense.
Addition to the T1 roster.
Ditarik.
I don't think this position's favoring him though.
No.
Pasti Heaven.
Little peek, a little gander.
Waduh, aduh.
Just buys a bit of time. The kill's still coming in, just enough for PaperX to get the defuse. 7-5 at the end of the first half.
Funnily enough, 2.08 seconds to go on that one. There kind of was a world in which he would have been able to find that. You know, a different state of affairs. PaperX at time
ternyata selama ini masuk.
Started to get a little bit worrisome, but not too much. 5, good space gathering from PaperX to recognize what gaps they might be able to sneak in towards in this one, and then yeah, the 4 versus 2. We've all been here in our ranked games against a Neon. They are very hard to
sedih banget tuh Stacks.
Unfortunately for Sax, gets the better of him in that one. Flip time.
Libur kok nggak pulang?
Map pick of Pearl, courtesy of T1. PaperX opting for the defenses, so what do their attacks do look like? W Gaming with this comp?
Yeah, that's so weird. Especially the double initiative, you really do have to wonder, but for now, Forsaken, I guess, the heavy lifting. It kind of feels like this is maybe even a slight teaser, precursor to RQNS.
Ya ketemuannya tempat lain lah. Balik balik. Bali dulu. Iya.
Something told me I don't think we're gonna get Pearl in that one though.
That's true.
You gotta think comp pool wise, mate.
trauma, tapi emang nggak mau ketemu.
What do the ideas look like for T1 and what's the calling now look like as we're still early days for this roster?
Tapi kan dia mau waktu berdua, kocak.
Get rid of Genji, get rid of DRX, throw them down to the lowers. See what you're going to be able to do now, still in this middle bracket. Which of course we know the winner of this series goes up against DFM next.
Something is playing chamber for the first time, anjir. Jangan kasih lihat something main chamber. Iya. Tapi dia lagi gak bisa entry, gak bisa ngapa-ngapa, lagi busuk something. Ini kayak terinspirasi dari ini, dari si itu. Jamkin ini ngeluarin pakai chamber kan. Terus bagus banget kan. Terus kayak Alex kayak udah pakai chamber lah, pakai anjing. Boost ego. Tapi dia busuk chamber. Aduh. Wow, gila. Anjing. Reaction time-nya orang gila. Waduh, tapi mati ya Mas Renji. Ois, gelo. Mati nih. Aduh, dua-duanya di situ kelihatan. Tuh Fitri. Gila. Oke. Anjir. Lu harus lihat tadi si Stax bunuh first second apa bunuh siapa tuh? Anjir. Sheriffnya. Ini improve dibandingin match kemarin, iya sih. Replay. Ini nih, anjing jelas nih. Gak tahu. Ini dia Wif aja meteor. Apa dia Wif? Beuh gila. Sheriffnya serem banget.
Eco, although as I say that, Jing wants to be different. Interesting. Well, we do see some higher success rates with a single Bucky as well, don't get me wrong, but generally that comes in the form of very well versed, maybe even call them one-trick neons to a degree.
It is nice to see players
waduh, dapat 2 lor, 3 anjir. Aduh. Tuh depan situ. Look ba. Anjing, smoke-nya buat masuk. Gara-gara save ya.
You get a single kill in the mix onto Meteor, and that's all she wrote, waiting for the buy time now though to come on in for Paper X and see what the decisions are going to look like for them with this comp as well. Plays into a little bit more slower pace clearing of action. Definitely want to see explosiveness with the rest of the initiator util as well when it does come to a couple of these site takes perhaps. The buy is not going to look too bad for T1. Let's see and hear how Paper X do tackle this.
Epic.
Wow.
Pilih. I tag him.
Oh.
I missile him, swing him.
Oh, you're gonna try and missile him to get him. He's not
waduh, masih dapat 2. Aduh.
Mate, that's bloody well done. Taking the smokes out of the equation and Devi had a measure as well. How do you get back into this one as Paper X?
I have no idea.
Kalah lower bracket nggak masuk master kit. Bisa sih. Mati-matian tapi.
Doesn't feel like it's gonna happen anytime soon. Okay, Jing has dealt with initial early warning systems from T1 side on the A side for now, but the rest of the team still needs to regroup, still needs to find their footing. Perhaps over into the B side where T1 start to take around pillar.
That's a good call. Push a little bit further up long as Buzz, get an idea if they are indeed gonna be there or not. He can get himself an upgraded weapon as well off the Bulldog if he wants to, but he's playing on the back of the Silence at the moment to not reveal position, I assume. 30 seconds to go. Paper X needs to make that call towards the A side as well, and there is a double approach from T1 in amongst A main. Munchkin, he could even pull back these smokes if he wanted to, because 20 seconds to go. I mean, you're trying to draw attention away from that B site. It's not really working out too much for Paper X, is it? Munchkin did not need to move.
just all so aware.
Nggak bisa plan.
Every line, you always have some kind of a contingency plan, even if vtuberid is trying to sell some fake noise. Now, spike planted, but Envy, kind of a rock and a hard place. Choose. You want to go for Munchkin, or you want to stick around and see what else shows up? Munchkin has gone to a separate spot. Not too bad, though, on the initial flicks. But where else could Munchkin have gone?
Aduh,
At some point, turning right back around, Stacks will make things even more difficult by sticking onto the spike, and that's so much pressure, unfortunately. A little bit too crumbling. T1 take the lead.
Well. That's a really good decision at the end there, to be honest with you, for Munchkin not taking a 1 versus 1 to give an opportunity over towards Envy to come out with a clutch. Massive amount of efforts in the very beginning from Izu as well, making this bonus rounds look kind of convincing in the grand scheme of things for the folks over on T1. That's right, that was the bonus round as well, right? So they set themselves up with a really good start through the half here on their own map pick a choice, and it's going to draw out a timeout as well from the counterparts in vtuberid. Is our desk okay, Alex?
Kemarin juga yang pertama kali timeout juga vtuberid. Crazy, boh. Alex rambutnya makan tipis.
Probably gonna reserve a little bit more.
Alex rambutnya makan tipis.
But yeah, those signs might be right. Definitely are wondering how this composition will work for this team on the attacking variety. So far,
I mean, the big thing is as well, if you are going for a bit of the B-long play, you've got double drone ability and you've got missiles, you're not layering them right to flush anybody out from the pillar properly. This is where I draw it back earlier on to kind of value on having a bit of a flash play, right, on this comp for T1, where you can have the Astra Star there that you can dissipate it. You can get a blindside flash out to peek it together. vtuberid don't have these opportunities. They have to do it a little bit differently, a little bit more invested with that proper, deeper utility. And it is going to be early days if they want to completely adopt this comp on this map. Right now, 3 members of T1 going to give them a fight.
And there goes that flash. Still no Jing close range, able to play around it. Stinger shots whiffing, but still pulling out the classic in time. The rest of the team able to scale off of this. In with the drone, while Stacks tries to hold. Looks for a spoiler. Can't. The whole team just crumbled at the heads of vtuberid on it. Thrifty.
So the answer is yes, they can do W gaming with this composition. They are just full balls to the wall, pedal to the metal on that one, getting Jing close to the pillar before T1 can even plant their feet is really valuable for them. And the flash, well, that's an unlucky one, to be honest with you, from Izu. That team flash there doesn't look good. And the rest of the utility just going on in, but by the util even in there, it's not the thing that does the be all and end all, right? You're just already so far deep in towards that B site that you're getting the kills, catching T1 off guard. For the thrifty round for vtuberid to equalize the scoreline and also flip the economy essentially into this round, because T1 will hold enough for the next, unless they also want to start having a good fight to break the thrifty record. I don't know, man. We've seen a lot of those.
Yeah, especially on the Achilles paper thin days. But right now, at least, Stacks close to ultimate. Meteor perhaps a couple points away as well. vtuberid, though, not a full commitment just yet.
You don't know what the buy is going to look like for your opponents, so take this one a little bit more informatical.
Drone out into A-main now, doesn't see anything.
Probably not a word, but you all get what I mean.
Waduh.
Little by little, start to see what you can spot. And if you spot nothing, well, you're going to have to make an ultimate decision right now, because with 40 seconds to go, vtuberid cannot afford to let their opponents get into a state of
Munchkin wave. Ya ampun.
They're not too comfortable yet. Just a false sense of security.
And that's why, because they kind of shut the garage door right now, and you don't have the tools to be able to reopen that one. This is where it can start to get very wonky. This is where you can start to have a thrifty in return, as the Hunter's Fury is getting dodged nicely by Meteor after the first hack.
Just
gonna have to dive in and kind of use Jing as a slight decoy. Everything else has been spent. You're down to 10 seconds. T1 digging deep inside of the smokes all around on the spike. vtuberid cannot get close. It's thrifty for thrifty.
So I guess the answer is yes. We are having thrifty battles today. Yes, well, we'll see if it's going to flip back the other way as well in the next one. I mean, I know that you don't know what weapons you're going up against and you want to be a little bit more, you know, slower pace, more methodical, try to figure out what your opponents might be doing, but if they're not giving you anything, you got a lot of damaging utility to flush them out. You got the drones, you got the recon. Group together. Change it up. Don't let the time be your enemy, because it can be.
Ooh.
Nice hit from Jing though. Just going to abuse that speed and catch Izu, missing the shot.
Movement.
Now we are into the B side, so we have two very deep spectrum differences. A very, very slow-paced round where we leave ourselves no time to fix things, and one where we just go,
Full dari City semua.
hell yeah, we're in!
Hell yeah! Absolutely, when Jing's playing this, I guess carefree is one way to put it. Lockdown will come back in though to start an attempt at a retake from T1. Keep in mind that the Hunter Sphere is still online as well, and it will be deployed to clear out the back of Pillar.
Ooh.
Envy, unfortunately, will take a chunk of that. At the same time, though, Forsaken starting to initiate a flank. Jing will kick off with the overdrive. Set some beams into the spike. He's not connected to the Munchkin, though.
Ya Allah.
And Spike gets
Ya Allah, Envy kenapa mati, Envy?
Absolutely swindled that one away, and you are none the wiser. The body blocking to come on out to make sure the defuse is stuck.
Alamak.
Maybe
Kalian
He's going to start to shoot some
gitu.
shots in towards all this as well, because he was one away from the Armageddon.
Aduh, nice banget masuknya.
Great
Gila,
recognition for the
7
body
darahnya
blocking.
7 lah, nangis sih.
Through as well onto the defuse. It doesn't. A round stolen by T1.
Possibly around for them to pick up even more speed. Paper-X trying to poke around on the opposite end of the map, but T1 are prepared. A couple of peeks here from Meteor. He will take a couple of shots himself, though.
Yeah, he can try and drop his utility as this Killjoy. Nano does just get destroyed. Probably want to sit yourself back a little bit now and just ensure that your alarm bot is going to be the protector of art, because this starts to feel a little bit more pressuresome towards this A site right now. You had that drone from Devi towards B early on in the piece, but that's gone. Now you see the rest of this utility at the A site. Meteor does falter, and so does Buzz. And so does Stacks. This one is done. This is a save. Paper-X surely needed a bit of a 100%er. And they will be getting it here.
And they get to hold on to their ults as well. Unbelievable. The smokes come up. You got the fast lane from Jing. And just a couple of peppered shots from Jing, even finding one as he lands on his feet. No Armageddon needed.
Don't get me wrong, I like the idea from T1 as well, right? You want to play that info line over in A main when you immediately lose the control because of the neon is just steaming ahead over there. You want to take that shot, you want to swing out after it as well, see if you can catch a cheeky kill in transition of your opponents getting in. The awareness was there from Paper-X to immediately hit Meteor.
There you have it.
Just all the shots going in with the rest of the utility as well. Thriving in the muck.
Which reminds me of something you said a little while ago. I mean, this is still Paper-X keeping things competitive. It's not
They're keeping it competitive. They ain't keeping it simple, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
This one's as complex as you kind of like it as well, because they're trying to do something that, from an outside view to me, is it's kind of not Paper-X, right?
Yep.
So we're trying something a little bit different. Well, and it's here and there.
Shades of Paper-X when Jing does this.
Sure.
Timeout.
But yeah, you're absolutely right. Hence the timeout now from T1, not wanting to let go of their lead.
I'll draw it back to something I said earlier as well.
Okay.
You've got both pistol rounds. You've got a bonus round. You've
Emang tapi yang
the
ngomong
gun rounds
ini
department,
Munchkin.
right? You're gonna lose
Munchkin kan
business
itu?
if this one keeps going this way. It's Paper-X in these gun rounds. Starting to really showcase that they're here to play. They're here to party. You are needing to come out with some really big decisions in these actual rifle rounds. You also got to remember, a timeout gives your opponents some breathing room as well to try and refigure things out as well. That we know Alex and Wendler have been probably raging at. But they'll settle down in towards this time as well, right?
No, you're absolutely right, Kamon. I mean, it can feel kind of relentless at times.
Yeah.
So you start to stack up on sites perhaps a little bit more as T1.
Well, it's two individual attack rounds that Paper Rex have been able to find so far. They've not been able to string anything together, of which that first one was the Thrifty. So, rifle rounds doing all right for Paper Rex.
Bertumbuk di
On
Emen.
the defensive side. Now we're trying to actually see what do their
Aku
attacks look like.
mau kontrol Emen.
It's gonna be
Waduh, bertumbuk beneran.
towards A main.
Wah, kalah.
Come out on top of
Bas,
Buzz.
no.
Beat him to
Baznya kalah. Tidak.
The buzzer beater would have been the better one, mate.
No, I was trying to be awkward on purpose, but anyway.
There's a position in through mid that Izu is really hoping that someone would walk in towards, and he's just not
Dapat
going
main
to be seeing that
advantage.
over at the doors.
Harus main bareng sih.
There's something. Had he waltzed in towards Art, would have had a free of charge
Mm.
and then a turret around the corner. Try and play with and split a approach for the team.
Mainnya
Fine.
pelan-pelan banget,
Once
takut
again, Charge
banget.
with trying to draw a little bit of information over to this B site. Keep the interest of Munchkin. Maybe try and draw somebody away from the A site, but you've got a gap around the map with losing Buzz. You have to count your losses as T1 here. You have to hope that your secondary part in this round is going to come up with the goods. The information
Lawan
there on
Australia
towards
di
A
A.
main is going to be pretty decent.
Set the ulti. Aduh, stacks nih.
Paper Rex will still push in. Fast lane
Ketahuan.
spotted as well, but Stacks
Waduh,
goes up
kalah.
down to the last
Aduh,
second. He
Stacks.
spots him.
Ente banget.
Armageddon sent in towards the back dugout as well, but
Oh.
Izu suddenly peeking out from Art. Meteor able to find one as well, but also traded out.
I mean, as quick as that has happened right now, Plan is in a 3 versus 2 with the
itu
Hunter's Fury
Stacks.
still for Envy, and there's already that retreat angle to play off the back of this utility. A star on the site for Forsaken to Gravity Well as well. Got to tap it early.
He's just picked up the handle too. Gonna get onto it now. Hunter's Fury drawn out. They're trying to dance around it, but they go straight into the beams. It's a collateral from Envy.
Nice banget
The
ultinya.
spray immediately into the smoke, tagging them up
nice.
as well. And then the bolt from Envy gets the job done. They run together to try and dodge it, and they run into Doom. Tied scoreline
Ini,
yet
Jir.
again. That timeout of
Aduh,
T1's working a
Stacks.
treat for Paper
Harusnya langsung
Rex.
tembak aja itu.
We'll see back on
Satu
the
udah, haleluya itu.
Yep, he did tag them both 2 times in a row.
Wes, ditonting.
Sometimes it happens. Economy in a state of worry as well for T1 in this one. Down on a weaker buy. Overdrive perhaps from Buzz wanting to be invested.
Buset, line up buat
At
itu
the
ya.
wrong locale
Parah
to be
banget
able
ya.
to do so currently
Crazy.
though. Turret spotted but didn't go off.
Salah
Want to
baca
see
ini.
the drone
Mati ini
invested
Meteor.
first perhaps because there's an
Aduh.
opportunity for
Wah,
Meteor. He's
dapat
gonna find
satu.
one onto G.
Wow. Crazy, bro.
Forms the rest of T1 to come back in to reinforce the side as well.
My god.
Perhaps a little bit lacking in
Hampir
the
mati
firepower
tuh.
department. Buzz
Ih, wallbang
getting
anjir.
position. Paper Rex.
Gimana
be
cara dia
cautious, not
salvage
overextend.
this round? Ulti.
Some good damage
Iya
on both
ulti
sides at the moment.
anjir.
Because
Bener-bener di
T1
ulti lu.
maybe an
Stun.
overinvestment in terms of this
Anjir.
utility, but we'll see what the
Wah,
Overlord do.
belakangnya. Aduh, dibantuin. Dua-duanya di situ kelihatan.
Completely stifling Buzz.
Wah, wah, satu-satu, Bang. Munchkin.
He finds it. He lands the
Akhirnya.
shot, and he will drag
Akhirnya
you
something
down into
menyala.
the ground. Paper Rex take the lead.
Comes out with a big one there for a heavy investment from T1 as well. I
tadi
highlight
itu
those ultimates for a reason.
kagak
I was going to
dibantuin
say
Bassnya,
before
anjir.
all of the action happened, do
Ke
you
V1
think
tadi,
about using some of the
aduh,
ultimates
yang
here
tadi.
as Team 1 because you know you have Paper X
Ini,
contained a little bit in
satu.
towards the site,
Tinggal
right?
satu lagi. Belakangnya
You do
doang.
drop the ultimates there, but something just gets away with some sinister shots. He survives as the sole member for Paper X at the tail end of that one to get 11 on the board.
Suddenly throw in a different approach once again. It's a scrambled egg here, T1. Trying to get a good read for it. The entire site, though, covered in smokes on B, and for now at least, it's just Jing, though.
Jing masuk.
Yeah, this could
B.
be quite interesting as well
Anjir,
because there's a
masuk
bit of an
sendiri.
idea for Munchkin
Au.
of what was happening. Jing has to potentially get out of dodge, but there's already just a reposition coming around at the moment as we start to lose a
nice
couple of members across both sides of the map.
Aduh.
Not expecting that Sax is just going to still try to get the better of you as Envy. This is
Alah.
a little bit orcs.
Oh, nice banget.
Yeah, still got the tag on him. But there
Dua
goes
orang on
Dimensional
the
Drift
side.
from Izu. Could continue to make things a bit stickier for Paper Rex. Starting to feel the
Walah,
pressure as
Izu.
sitting from the drift, he's gonna get caught by Envy. onto the side though.
Tumbang satu. Ente.
Who holds it all the way from the back of main. Now down to Envy, and despite the low ammunition, he still finds a precise shot.
Kalah Wp
We've been kind of
Wp.
wondering how Envy would be integrated in towards this roster for Paper X, right? Super early days, given they've only had a couple of games to really be able to figure that one out. You're also comp changing into today, right? But for Envy on the Sova, it's not just been about the agent for him in this map right now. The trades are there, the decisions are being made a lot better than they were previously for him. And that is a big clutch to put them on map point. Otherwise, we would have seen a tied scoreline at 11 apiece. The timeout for T1 now. Didn't work favorable for them at the start of round 20. See if Paper X can close this one in 2 chances, or we go into overtime.
Couple of chances. But a lot to consider for the remainder as well. Just witness Paper X going at a
Udah
multitude
12-10 aja, iya. Ini
separate
mah
sites as well.
13. 11 ini. T1 dulu nih. Apa 13-10 ya? Bawa menang sih match ini.
Yeah, for
dua-duanya bye
specifically as well, right?
Apa T1 save?
Do you formulate a good idea on what you need to do in this
Tidak,
next
T1
round as
half
well?
buy anjir.
Stax is certainly
No.
going a bit above and beyond in this map.
Something ya, nggak mau beli rifle katanya. Busuk rifle deh.
From Big Brain Duties.
Beli outlaw anjir.
He's just going to be down to the Guardian in this one as well. With a bit
Aduh,
of shield.
salah rit lagi.
See if that Hunter's Fury does come into play for him. Meteor with a lockdown as well. Big lean for Paper X over to this B site right now. Already starting to push.
Ambil, wah ulti Envy, wah main belakang. Aduh, 13-10 kah? Ini kah?
With how deep this drone is going to start to come into the site, something just removes Buzz before you can even get into the site.
At least Meteor gets into a safer spot to deploy the lockdown.
Langsung di lockdown katanya, wah plan main belakang udah. Wih, Meteor dapat 1. Itu plan.
It removes the Hunter's Fury from the actual proper retake right now.
Langsung di ulti, anjir, wah Izu. Aduh, gak dapet. Anjir, gak jadi ngeflank Manskin. Waduh, kau udah 13-0, 13-10 salah. 1-0, anjir. Langsung ini main belakang.
A big string of rounds in a row to close that one as well. In amongst all of the chaos, they certainly do thrive, don't they? A little bit of magic. But their opponent's map pick for T1, again, questioning what this was kind of going to look like, getting the feel from an outsider's view. You've had it banned against you 3 times in a row.
Tiba-tiba dibilang, kan for second lagi, Paper X pas main sama Arab itu mainnya pelan-pelan. Mainnya ini, apa namanya, kayak nunggu-nunggu gitu loh.
And it doesn't work out.
Terus dibilang udah way gamingnya kocak gitu. Kira mereka way gaming menang.
You're looking pretty comfortable in the driver's seat. No, stuck in traffic in this one, T1.
I mean, you're stuck in traffic. Traffic in Thailand almost, where they're like insane drivers all around. You know what I mean? With reckless Paper X all over the lanes. What do you do?
Can't do anything. Job's done, mate. Map's done. You got to refocus in towards the next one. Breeze around the bend.
Demi apapun takut banget pas Alek marah. Kamarnya ditampok. Gak ada kocak. Masa iya. Yang bener aja.
Because whilst this double elimination format that we see previously is changed into triple elimination format for this kickoff, we're only in the middle bracket. We're not in lowers, so it's not like you are down for the count, but you certainly want to continue in this middle run.
Map decidernya bind. Next map apa ya? Next map Pearl, abis Pearl apa?
Thank you so much. What an exciting first map
to
start this series between teams. Well, you know, this is an end of the road for whoever doesn't win today. You do not want to be in that lower bracket because it is a long journey to get to Santiago, and that's not even including the flight to Santiago. Now, for Paper X, We were talking a bit about their role choices, the agent comp choices.
Wah.
And it left us with a lot of questions.
T1 sih bisa
Previous
kalah sih
matches,
guys.
but coming into this one, it was a comp that technically made sense.
Bisa banget nih, bisa banget kalah.
As ideas, it has some legs.
Bisa banget.
We don't see double initiator a lot anymore, but you have that double drone to play around with, so you're working with a lot of different util than kind of what you're normally seeing on this map. So I think it's nice. The big thing for me about this is it felt like I was watching a PRX game again.
Wah, Invi MVP. Kirain 4 second. Enggak, kill 2-3 dia dapat kill ulti. Ultinya GG.
Have these big moments, and I was really happy to see them all kind of come back to life. I think the comp on paper, it can do a lot of things, but for me it's about how the players played in the server for this map one.
Gila, 292 udah kayak duelis anjir. Something sih, untung something belakang-belakang agak bangun ya. Jing juga. Emang manusia-manusia ngeras anjir. Nggak bisa mereka kalau nggak ngeras. Sulit katanya sulit. Kalau nggak ngeras tuh begitu sulit.
Get the plunger!
Meteor, Buzz, and Izu all have really rough games simultaneously. Stax is going crazy.
Menurutku T1 tuh Stax Meteor sentris. Jadi kalau keduanya under, yang lain ngikut. Meteor sih. Stax tuh dia kan IGL kan. Gara-gara di IGL tuh dia jadi kurang perform gitu kadang-kadang. Bukan kadang-kadang, waktu di DRX kan Stax IGL dia jadi kurang perform kan. Akhirnya dia di kayak keluarin anjir. Crazy. Cup diambil sama T1. Begitu sulit. Tapi susah sih kalau misalnya jadi IGL ya, itu kayak beban kepala tuh banyak banget anjir. Capek sumpah jadi IGL. Jadi make sense kalau misalnya IGL tuh nggak perform gitu loh. Biasa IGL tuh ngaruhnya kan di strat kan ya. Kalau stratnya bagus tapi dia nggak perform, agak susah kalau misalnya yang lainnya juga nggak perform.
I mean, you have to adapt in the server when, number one, you barely saw any rounds on that last game PaperX played on Pearl, and secondly, they bring an entirely different comp this time around. So you know, that is half of Valorant. As a coach, as an IGL, you load into the game, they're playing something completely different, and you have to adapt on the fly based on what you're seeing and how the other team is playing. And if you're not able to do that and the other team is executing what they've prepped well, you're going to lose.
And what's been really surprising on this map is, especially on Pearl, you'll see the duelists top fragging, or maybe even the Sentinels, the Killjoys, or the Chamber.
Beban IGL tuh bertanggung jawab nyatukan 4 player lain. Beban IGL tuh harus perform sambil nyepping, sambil mikir, aing baik banget. Tapi harusnya tuh T1 menang anjir. Tapi entah kenapa pas defendingnya kayak kurang ini aja, kurang bareng aja ngelawan PaperX yang kayak suka ngebombardir side kan. Mereka agak kayak aduh gimana nih gitu. Nah, harusnya menang anjir. Ente.
This is the envy that we're used to seeing. Razor sharp, fantastic with the util. Look at this ultimate. This is what we want to see. This is why he was signed to PaperX.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be very interesting if PaperX can continue to bring out crazy stuff like this. They've never even played these agents very much. Jing has only played a couple of games on Neon. We've never seen something play Chamber too much. They're showing double init. I'm not necessarily sold that this is going to be the best approach or the best style for them, but if they could take wins when they're changing up comps like this, it actually adds a lot more depth to PaperX's game, where, yes, maybe they still are the best when they're playing double duelists and things are very free flow, but if they can play double
first
skill
percentage
as well and have
first step percentage,
it's going to make them much harder to prep for.
Oh, that's going to be so huge and huge.
Itu kenapa si something fotonya ada bayangan depannya, walaupun baru main chamber tapi performnya something. Awal-awal kagak loh, awal dia tidur aja.
Forsaken. So to have them expand the roles, I think this is going to be huge.
Well, that's the interesting thing for me, because for me, Jing and Something are the least flexible players on the team, and part of their struggles in kickoff last year was trying to make Something a flexible player and putting him on the breach. It was an absolute crime. I hope I never see that again. Honestly, Something playing breach. I don't want to see that. But I think Devi has been pretty flexible in the past. You've seen him shift around the roles, you know, play Sage, play Skye, things like that. He became kind of the Vice guy after flashing himself. It was a bit of an anime kind of storyline going on there.
Tapi ini tidak mungkin 2-0 ya, tergantung si map nextnya. Kayak split deh, kayak mereka main split ya. Nggak mungkin main Heaven-nya sih. Split kayaknya. Main split, abis itu designernya bind. Kayak main semua map sih.
I think it speaks to a wider philosophy. When you're able to kind of train these players to become more flexible, try different roles, try different agents within their roles, it gives you so many more tools to work with when you're building compositions, or if you need to change at short notice in these kind of shorter tournament formats, being able to have multiple comps ready becomes really important, and if you have flexible players, that becomes a whole world easier.
Now I do wonder because Breeze is
Kapan game berikutnya? Ini
Breeze
anjir.
Kenapa
band split? Oh, Pepper-X band split. Pepper-X mau main split katanya. Pepper-X band abis. Korok band, Heaven band. Main Breeze sama bind.
I really liked the Brimstone. I feel like it's a nice different approach to the map, and I think it suits the PRX style because it's all about being able to bring that pace. It gives your executes so much punch, and then you have nice post plant with
langsung. Iya, langsung. Mereka tuh break kayak 10 menit gitu, apa 15 menit gitu loh, terus main lagi. Emang langsung kayak gas. Biasanya di kanan atas ada timernya dia. Mana ya timernya? Oh, nggak ada. Biasanya yaping dulu, yaping sambil menunggu mereka istirahat. Mereka dapat kayak 15 minute breaks ya, atau 10 minutes. Biasanya 15 menit ya. Tuh udah naik lagi 10 menit ya, 10 menit doang breaknya tuh. Udah naik lagi, cuman toilet break, abis itu ngobrol-ngobrol terus langsung main lagi. Dilihat dari match lawan GE, pede sih sama Breeze Pepper. Kita lihat saja ya. Tapi Astranya Forsaken sih GG bro. Invi bagus sih. Sofanya Invi bagus, tapi kadang-kadang nembaknya agak dipertanyakan. Tapi util usage-nya Invi gila bro. Forsaken semua agent jago gak sih? Iya benar. Dia kan ini apa? Flex. Forsaken tuh sebenarnya jet juga dia bagus aja. Tapi kalau dia pakai jet yang lain kagak ada yang bisa isi role dia, jadi dia flex terus anjir. Karena dia duelis juga jago, tajam dia. Yang paling konsisten dan paling tajam di Pepper tuh Second anjir. Itu player yang tidak akan pernah cabut dari Pepper-X tuh. Yang akan terakhir cabut tuh Forsaken anjir. Terus dia masih ini lagi, si bocil. Berapa dia? 2004 atau 2005 gitu. Ya ampun. Oh my god. Bisa jadi dia pensi di Pepper-X. Enggak sih, dia masih jauh sih. Dia 2005 ya masih 21. Biasa pensi tuh 25, 26, 27. Nah, yang umur 30 Davai 30 nggak salah, 29 gitu. Ini masih main. Davai sih bantingannya masih kencang ya. Alah, Meta kalah. Ya ampun, sisa Davai dah ketahuan. Ya, masa kalah ketemu di mid gitu betumbuk. 5-5-nya ketemu di mid betumbuk kalah. Serius 2005 beda 5 tahun sama gue. Iya, Forsaken tuh masih muda banget. Forsaken tuh masih 20-an. Bener rata, ditarik sih smoke-nya anjir. Dia gak expect. Ternyata disanggupin sama mereka. Ayo maju, gila. Sheriff semua gitu. emang mid control sangat diperlukan. Anjir, langsung push B. Waduh, terus work. Aduh. Jing bisa dapat kan nih? Wah, really nice. Wow. Dicolong. Wah, mati dia nih. Mati satu. Aduh, per second. Ih. Wah, timing GG. Wah, mati. No. Aduh, timingnya udah bagus anjir. Tangannya cepet banget, Cok. Dia tangannya cepet banget anjir. Wah, meteor mati kayak. Ih. Wah, lewat. Lewat jauh. Udah, tungguin di situ. Gak di-commit loh.
Yeah, they'll play the time. It's fine. Battle spot, ya.
Jing nice banget. Tapi gak bisa. Dikasih plan nih. Masih baik waktu anjir. Mati udah nih. Ada tuh orangnya. Itu orangnya. Ush. Tarik kata-kata gak jadi pede. Gila. Udah ini mah emang ini mapnya siapa ya? Mapnya Paper Rex, mapnya T1 ya? Yang tadi sebelumnya map Paper Rex, mapnya T1. Bukan ya? Salah ya? Ini map Paper Rex anjir. Map Paper Rex kalah di map sendiri anjir, biasa emang kebiasaan.
Or if they need to find it via the kills, which is what Defy has to certainly find right now. Stay right there, it's spot. Shots going through, not quite 100% connecting, but still. A couple players from T1 now low HP. The spike will go down. Alongside something, trying to assert themselves through the door. Envy will pop on through with a flash catch square in the eyes, and now Meteor swings out from the smokes. Catches one through, but the trade still comes in stacks. Buzz, where could you be?
Gila. Tajamnya bos. Aduh, Envy. Bos, lihat belakang. Dia whiff. No way. Dia whiff, Envy nge-whiff.
So the answer is a lot up. They're going to pick up where they left off on the last half of Pearl and get the bonus here as well. A couple of early pre-fire shots from Paper X2 and some awkward sprays that are really just not connecting in that round. It's good to also see that Buzz is picking up on this map from the get-go too, because I feel like when we look at that Gen G game for T1, he was significantly absent. There's a very sharp shot to come through from him. He knows. Not the start for Paper X, but they would have hoped for on this map of their own choosing as well. So it's going to be back to the drawing board a little bit with these sheriffs in this round. And I don't think it's high noon anywhere around the world just yet. Probably 11 minutes ago somewhere. Really slowing things down. Go back to older versions. Wink, up into K, you'll see something TPing back in towards archers to provide some additional support.
Waduh, gila, lari sampai ke belakang. Waduh, rata tuh Jing sama something, sumpah. Mereka lagi kenapa sih? Main tuh berdua, anjir. Per second mati di mana dia? Hah?
Certainly is a bit of a menace in this one, that's for sure.
Mati di depan anjing.
Getting up those kills, get closer to the Blade Storm, give yourself some options if your economy starts to get problematic. Though this is a
aduh, bentar guys, aku toilet tuh, sumpah. Kebelet.
Too hard for the hunt. It'll give us some decisions though for Paper X that we need to see come into fruition in the next round. They'll eventually make their way to the spike and see if they will die to it, or if to the guns of their opponents. It's going to be the latter. Izu getting closer to the drift, now one away, picking that up for the next round, or the pit, or the Blade Storm are going to give yourselves some good things for T1. They're on top of the round game. They can be on top of the ultimate game right now. it is kind of the best start that you really do want on this map.
Certainly, I mean, I don't think T1 should be fumbling this at all. Just listing off the ults, my goodness. So much potential for T1 to play with here that we really do have to wonder, what does the PRX have in store for us now? Listen in.
Any? I drop wall. Oh, sorry. Putting B, doing B, break. Up. Fighting the elbow, guys. Anyone on?
Sounds like a bit of wrong timing on that wall drop for something, but he's lucky enough that no T1 members were around at the corner. Now we got to get our wriggle on over towards this B site right now with the Cosmic Divide being dropped in.
Allows for him to hold a pretty strong line, but Jing, counter position being held. Will be able to snipe down Buzz, but Inbi as well. Still though, playmakers coming through now. Stacks, Izu, breaking apart lines, still alongside the Cosmic Divide. Sets up the flash, tries to thwart it. PaperX managed to avoid. At the same time, the clone goes through. Something is actually on a flank. Izu goes Dimensional Drift though. And Divide will start to feel a bit of nerves perhaps in his veins. Turns back to round arches. Still manages to catch on to Izu and crouches for the headshot against Stacks. They weren't quite able to surround him. Instead, it's going to be PaperX putting one round on the board.
Now, I was wondering if the recognition was going to be there for Izu and Co as well. When the Dimensional Drift is going in, you only spot Divide. You don't see something. You got to think surely that the flank is going to be potential, right? So you want to try and isolate one angle. You want to try and triangulate onto Divide, but he works that angle nicely for himself. In a good advantage scenario for PaperX, that they really dig deep against Izu and Stacks, trying to keep this one flawless. I like the attempt from Jing as well, elevating himself, right? We do see a lot of players go for either the dash plays or when there's opens on this map as well, you're going for the TPs up into there. So just changing things up.
Still though, speaking of changing things up, pace now from T1 straight up the guts of mid and at the same time back in towards B.
Yeah, something given a free haircut there. Doesn't like the way that it looks. You'll drone in mid to see if there's anything on the back of that smoke, but it all kind of naught with a massive A-sided lean for PaperX. Bit of a mid-window pop at the nest as well, but you really got to get an idea of what might be happening into the B site itself. They'll, I guess, count their lucky stars that T1 have not gone into the site just yet, which is going to make things very different for this round because everyone's just going to pass each other at the moment, and Munchkin, he's just going to get caught. None the wiser.
Perhaps more collisions to come. Unless this smoke can help. Meteor. Oh, it dissipates. And as the curtain falls, more kills going towards the way of both sides. Stacks low HP though. Jing will just drop and roll.
There's another round for PaperX holding 2, retrieving Op to keep on going. This is the current point in time, again, where you do remind yourselves that there was a stellar start to this map for T1. 4 in a row, builds up economy, not deploying these ults as well, like Eyes of the Blade Storm just yet, right? You've still got enough money from loss bonus as well and damage you're finding in these rounds to have another buy be present. It is a bit of a mountain climber that PaperX have to come out with, and, well, T1, they want to push them off that mountain. They want to get rid of them, so they're going to call a timeout.
See what they can really do. Really hard to get a good read for how PaperX might be positioning themselves sometimes, and at the same time seeing how they're starting to each and every single one activate at different moments. T1, as you mentioned from before, they have that advantage built up. We need to capitalize on it.
I mean, the big thing for T1 is just going to be, do you want to go very fast and one-dimensional in towards one of these sides, or do you want to take it slow and be a little bit more split in your approaches? Really has to draw PaperX's utility out to make them think what is going to be happening and also ensure that something has the right rotation available with this operator, for example, come this round. There's going to be Hunter's Fury action that can potentially come in as well. So you got to keep a check on where Envy might very well be by what utility you can suss out, where the dart's going, where the drone's going over towards A shops later in the rounds, for example. That he'll be dropping. Initial engagements, though, for Jing and for Divine now over at this A site. And it looks to be a little bit pacey up for T1 up the guts of mid for the very get-go. It is going to be an A split, though.
Drone flashes. We'll have another drone coming through with Envy checking. Strong lines being held, though, and it's an odd angle for Buzz to try and clear. Low HP now, getting wall banged and dinged up. Unfortunately, Jing left alone will fall, but still, the team all around able to put up a decent hold, something. Additional sniper overwatch being held. Silences Munchkin and Izu.
Bit of overzealousness to come in from Envy at that one there, but 2 versus 1 at the end of the day. Spike retreat for Izu. 2 versus 1. The Paper Rex are going to opt to play disconnected. I'm looking on my radar for that gate crash that Izu has to the back of the A side. He's going to take it as well. Something he has no idea that that was behind him. And Forsaken is on the other side of the map. He's got to run rabbit over towards this A site now for the 1 versus 1.
Bold decision. And now you've got to make a bold move just to try to seize the initiative in this 1v1. He's circling around. He thinks better. He's trying to clear out the cobble area instead, and that's going to be Izu now turning at the right time for the Red Bull clutch.
Oh, what do I always say in situations where it's 1vx? You don't win the 1vx, you lose the xv1. Unfortunate for Paper Rex in their decision to split up there, try to cover both sides of the map. Izu coming up with the goods in this one after a map 1, right, that didn't really get the ball rolling on that Yoru. Neither did Buzz on the Neon, for example, as well. Give yourselves some good confidence that you come out with that one, because it's the difference of a 3-4 and really chipping the economy, looking to reset things now. 5-2, bit of stability for T1, and looking to reset Paper Rex and shut them down on this defense side.
Komodo dropping a lot of knowledge. So true, though. Paper X now looking to really climb back up, and it's a lot of work. Drone up towards middle, since T1 has made a lot of moves around this spot from the previous rounds. But seeing nothing now.
I'm not a gambling man, but it looks like Paper Rex are in this one. Trying to think and hope that it doesn't tend towards Devi, for example. More stock in towards the B side of the map, with the Blade Storm going to be there for Jing as well. And Envy, well, he's just going to not be on the angle for the blind side. That is gorgeous from him. Finds a double onto the duelists of T1, but he's going very ambitiously for more. And the flash, that is broken and woeful from something.
And now you've got Jing floating in to hop in as well. In an instant, thanks to Envy's efforts. It's just Meteor left in the round. Jing goes hunting, with the rest of his team trailing behind. Spotted out Meteor.
Oh.
And there he goes, crashing into the dinosaurs! One player left. Forsaken pulls out his gun, but at the wrong moment, another clutch up for T1.
Well, we all know what they do say. It was the Meteor that made the dinosaurs go extinct. And in this one, coming out with the 1 versus 3 Red Bull clutch. That is great work to come out from him there in some overheat moments from Paper Rex. I really feel like 5 versus 3, a flash that goes by the wayside. It's wrong there. Team blind, and the trades come out, but every single fight there from Jing, from something, and then unfortunately for Forsaken, was given individually to T1 by Paper Rex. You know that is them dropping the ball.
It's true. You can't, there's no other way around it.
Yeah, there's no excuses for those sort of situations as well. When you have those massive advantages and you've got escape routes, because you've got smokes available that you can drop in mid, those things shouldn't technically be happening. I mean, you understand the idea technically, right, from Paper Rex. They go in with the game plan to flash in, to try and seal the deal, to get further advantage. They've already caught Team 1 off guard with that position from Envy. You flash him in, but it's the wrong flash. And then you kind of got to pick it up. It's the trades that you're establishing. Great, it's a 3 versus 1. All right, we should be winning. But really, the problem in that round was the decision to keep on fighting after Jing was spotted Meteor.
And it's at a point where you're down 4, well,
Ano
3
ha,
rounds
amigos?
previously,
Ako
now
tingnan na
4.
ba? Tier 26, bro.
So,
2-6.
T1 back into it.
Wow.
Got 4 ults online.
Aduh.
Couple ults on the side of Paper Rex as well. Light shields, you need this round, you'd
Anjay.
say. So they're going to have to protect potentially cheat some corners here and get a little bit fancy with things. Up close and personal towards the shots. Start to be destroyed, scanned out as well. They are getting hungry, super hungry to try and win all of these duels right now. It's just not working out at all.
Wah. Dapat satu kah? Oh, dapat satu anjir Envy.
Envy at least though will take a little nibble. T1 hangs back.
Izu dari belakang anjir. Ini kalau dapat satu dia masuk.
Especially since Izu.
Wah, timing bro.
Don't know if you saw the TP go past him, but it doesn't really matter at this point in time because he's got all of the good information to coordinate to the team.
Wah,
Clear the A
kosong.
site as well. And it's going to be misinformation from Paper X too when they don't actually realize T1 are just into the A site free of charge, clear all the angles,
Kosong,
play into
bener-bener
the hard
kosong.
content, probably drop a pit here.
Dikasih anjir.
And at the same time look at Meteor as well. So
Meteor. Meteor.
out towards the back. There's not much noise.
Gila timingnya. Per second masuk. Good. Wah, rata soal Meteor.
T1 continue on with their lead and momentum.
Magah.
For me, if you're going for that A main fight and you want to try and
Kata ini, kata apa? Kata Munchkin, nggak usah gue ulti kalau gitu mah babi. Ini anjing bas dapat satu, dapat dua, satu lagi. Nah, Meteor timingnya bagus banget anjing. Bagus banget.
We're not even flashing to permit the first kill with favor. Well, these bits are looking a little bit disconnected.
Taking the situation.
Otherwise a roaring start for T1 once again. All some secure rounds.
Forsaken.
On top of everything, now we're back towards middle where Paper X start to poke. Especially with our half by again.
Meteor. We spot what he can and see what timing he might be able to find here as the rest of the squad is going to start to split towards this A site.
Smokes securing safe passage, safe fight. Other utilities drawn out, but okay. Still good on the shooting floor now. A couple of Paper X players online on this site. Devi especially with this Bucky, looking to blaze in.
Anjay.
A little bit of a kick on to two, but Munchkin now.
Yeah, for me it's Meteor. Never count him out with how he's able to sneak and sleuth around the map. There's one. And there's 2 versus 2 as well. He will certainly call for Munchkin to come back towards the site. If he even needs it, slicing and dicing the opposition.
Wah, timing.
Envy
Wah, timing.
starts to lurk around, gets the one kill. Has an idea where Munchkin comes
Envy!
well, and the
Wah, getar
Munchkin will
bro.
come through with the goods, and T1 will find their 8th.
The first one was the sharp, the
Bergetar.
other. Oh my god, Munchkin.
Yeah, maybe he should have stayed with the sheriff, unfortunately.
Gila something.
I mean, little
Ini gak ada
moments of
fire dapat
brilliance
2.
here and there, but still at the end, when you got someone like Meteor able to play
Mancing
around
dapat
the side in
1.
that fashion.
He's just so calm and collected, isn't he? Not phased, finding the right angles. Doesn't matter that he loses his life. Munchkin gets... Well,
Crazy.
might very well be a nail in a coffin moment for this half. I mean, we've seen 10-2s from him. Paper X on the 2 against RRQ. Is this going to be it as well?
Aduh,
Second
kena
falls first
ulti
has been
dia.
absent in this map.
Tuh yang backside juga kena ulti itu.
More players
Satu.
going missing. He's gonna have to
Masuk
find
dia.
another
Wah, Ji dapat belakang. Oh, nice di trade sama Munchkin.
as well. More players all falling down, isolated.
Yep, this was a Viper's Pit invested over at A main as well, mind you. So Devi is going to have to really run over here as Envy is stuck out the
Envy masih di
pillar.
situ.
He's not been spotted just yet, but it's gotta feel like he's so small on this site at the moment as he finds one. He finds a
Waduh,
double.
Envy dapat
Okay,
2
maybe
jir.
cook a little bit with gas in this round.
Still not wanting to overextend too much yet,
Aduh,
though.
ditembak mati.
Munchkin stacks as well.
Davai balik ke
Coming
A.
back online.
Aduh,
More
timing.
seconds, but
Wah, oke, dapat anjir.
secure.
Wah,
For the Paper X members to split up though, isn't it, right? Envy and Devi disconnect.
wah, timingnya.
Plant down.
Tapi dia tahu satu, wah kelihatan.
On his
Wes
retreat.
anjay.
But where
Oh gila, langsung diputerin bro.
main?
Never mind. Dia main lah. Davai udah gak ada apa-apa lagi. Gak ada smoke, gak ada apa-apa. Checking backside. Wah lama nih.
another problem that you just
Tinggal
don't have
tunggu
time
tinit,
to play
tinit,
with
tinit,
as
tinit.
Divide.
Every single step that Divide takes.
Let us see.
Another second spike. Munchkin. Just set up.
Tap kah?
Needs is
Oh.
good swing. Divide trying to stick it to halfway.
Enggak.
Munchkin toying with him.
Gila.
Last one as well.
No
Instant
chance
kills,
itu.
being
No
found.
chance.
It's already a strong lead secure into the second half.
Yeah, there's really good decision making from T1 at the moment on this map. Really good understanding of the angles that they need to be taking together as a team, the gaps and the positions that they just need to make sure that either PaperX are or aren't. And majority of the time when they are winning these
Invi
duels.
padahal
There's
udah
not a lot
dapat
of
back
trade
tuh.
game happening from PaperX at the moment, and there's a lot of risks being deployed in the round as well. Right, a lot of individual moments that they're trying to do, trying to have a round of Valorant that goes your way, and it's just not happening for PaperX at the moment on this map.
Well, last round's a half. They're still
Aduh.
going to throw everything that
Oh.
they've got
Aduh.
into this push, and now Izu hanging back, expecting.
Gue mute
Bullets coming through
DC,
the
gue
lane
mute
as well,
DC.
but Stag's also swatting down more players.
Bisik, bisik.
Last one, Divide. He's all the way around. Arch
Gue berisik. Anjir.
just has to
Ih,
put his
dia tadi.
foot forward, finding Buzz. Hunter's Fury though.
Ya.
Oh, and he gets caught.
Wah, mati bro. Anjir. Iya, Sa.
2-10 at the end of the first half.
Aduh.
Yeah, certainly not
Udah.
the way that they thought their endeavors on this
Iya,
map would
PaperX
go.
nembaknya geter banget, jir.
This is just a very
Lagi nggak hoki lagi. Tuh. Ay.
with a fundamental understanding of what they needed to do on the
Iya,
attacking
anjing.
side of this map. I mean, we didn't really
Di
see
ulti
stellar
langsung
plays come
palanya.
through from PaperX.
Mataku nggak mampu ngeliat apa yang ditembak.
That was 10-2.
Holy shit.
It's 10-2
Kata Alex.
as well.
Wah, Alex sih botak aja lama-lama.
Alex done dirty. Team done a little bit dirty.
Jadi aku udah ada rumah pohon. What the fuck? Emang udah ganti bannernya?
Update Pilsky was onto something back on the desk.
And what's that?
Bring out the industrial computers and, yeah.
Tang 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 tang.
Otherwise, though, I mean, for the result of the first half, T1 played it well. Here, T1 has the outstanding performance. A lot of these rounds where, it could be argued maybe PaperX fumbled here and there, but the way that Meteor played it as well.
Malam palo.
The way to see that this
Malam.
first half was, it's like PaperX have built a straw house and there's a hurricane coming their way. It just does absolutely not stand a chance of survival.
A lot of disasters.
Change
For
states,
Zek.
or countries, and maybe it formulates a little bit better for you. Your quality of life. So we'll have to wait and see on
my
this
God.
exchange of halves right now how things go. A pistol would be nice for PaperX, right?
Yeah.
Absent of those so far.
Well, that's why, trying to...
That might change.
I don't know, I'm gonna hold my tongue, man.
Yeah, of course. Third mapper. Bind.
Bind would be lovely, though.
Bind.
Gotta be honest.
Bind.
That's bound to be a banger, given these two teams. We're gonna go all the way through from middle in towards door. PaperX able to hold.
Kalah.
Forsaken finding classic shots this
Waduh,
time, but it's gonna be
waduh.
on the
Wah,
other
stuck.
end of that door as well. Also,
Dapat satu.
two.
Was.
Front flashes
Dapat
coming
satu lagi,
in, so
GG
they'll
tuh.
be able to find a little shot.
Meter.
Meteor
Di
still on the
backside.
side. Munchkin still behind.
Aduh, Munchkin. Oh, nice. Ini
All of
Meteor
these
nih.
positions you still
Dapet nih.
consider where Meteor could be
Wah.
scouring around.
Aduh, dua-duanya low. Something. Invi satu bullet. Oh iya, nggak kelihatan. Anjir, udah langsung main berdua deh. Denger. Satu bullet, satu lagi.
It's down to the 1v1. Sets up the gate crash. Could be a fake.
Waduh, gila, something.
Give him a little peekaboo.
And there is a pistol. I thought there was
Oh
going to
my
be
God.
around the pyramids as well from Meteor. He was pathing his way around them quite nicely.
Ya,
but
13.
I feel like Munchkin maybe wanted to come on in
13-7 lah,
a bit
13-6
earlier
lah.
and hold the angle.
13-5 deh,
Still be
13-5.
able to dilly-dally around. Unfortunately, wasn't the case.
Sabar, ini kan bayang.
It worked to be able to find the first one,
10-3
but
kan.
the shots they look a little bit
Terus nanti
awkward at the end from
jadi
Meteor's
11.
POV.
3.
The one onto Envy is good. Some things is better for 3K at the end. And it
12-4,
has been quite a
12-5.
while between rounds for
12-5.
PaperX.
Harusnya.
6 in a row.
Mari kita lihat.
Finally get their first pistol as well to appear on Breeze.
Wah, gila. Langsung masuk. Wah, TP dia. Langsung TP, Bo.
Yeah, they're going to be here early with these pistols, and maybe they can isolate Forsaken.
Or Forsaken could just click their heads. Bulldog, hello?
Meteor. Wow, menang kan? Anjir, Forsaken 4K bro. Harus dia 4K.
I mean, the thing for Forsaken there is just nuts. You didn't drop the gun, you're getting some kills, you're getting some confidence. But now you start to need to have a little bit more brain power to play for Paper Rex in this map, right? We need to see some really good decisions and not allowing opportunities for T1 to get the better of you in a lot of these duels. You need to start to figure out a way to favorably win engagements, because you got to remember as well, this is an agent lineup that's copy-pastable, right? What T1 was doing on the attacking side that was working well, Paper Rex could try and employ, but they generally have such different styles and attention to detail as well.
Salah satu.
Start to see.
Buset. Oh, ultinya ke di situ, Jir. Waduh. Wah. Wah, Indiaan. Wah, dapat satu. Wih, Mite dapat satu. Anjir, something nih.
So many players from Paper Rex. It's just something who might have infiltrated behind, but can't quite pick his target.
Timing.
Now looking for an exit strategy.
Waduh, nice banget. Spike-nya drop. Sisa Dava yang sendiri. Cuma satu smoke, anjir. Pakai Marshall. Wah, mati meteor udah. Wah, gak kelihatan, Cok. Wah, What the fuck? What the fuck emang watching, Bang? What the fuck emang watching? Wow.
I think that spooked him very, very greatly there.
Oh, pleasant surprise.
I hope we get camera replay. Let's see if it comes into play.
Comms replay. Let's add that in.
Kaget deh.
It spooked a little. Well,
Okay, dah. Fight ni mid, boys. Fight. Start. Fight mid, boys. Hold up. That's what. Nothing. Be back in mid, now, guys. Stay in mid.
well, decisions need to be made for Paper Rex very decisively in a situation like this one. It's a turning point. Will T1 find 12 or not? Guns plentiful. Buzz on 30 HP here, mind you. Kind of makes him theorize he doesn't want to go for any early engagements by his loans himself. Meanwhile, Meteor gonna be doing that instead. Pay the ultimate price.
Wah, di drone. Aduh, dapat ding tapi nggak mati anjir orangnya. Marah-marah, caster marah. Crosshair-nya nggak dipala orang, tapi orang kena headshot, Jing. Iya, Jing yang kena headshot. Crazy, Bo.
Eventually you will get a big ult round coming for T1 as well, and you can potentially even get a second one, and there's your 2 rounds that you need to close. The hunt at the moment from Paper Rex as well. Bacon just needs to make sure he doesn't throw away his life for free. And he has taken this angle correctly. Munchkin is going to spot him. So information up, of course. Paper Rex, they needed this round. They're going to be getting it. The question is for me at the moment as well, T1 have the pass mark to go at it again in the next round. What are they going to do differently on their defenses? Mid-walls ain't work.
Wow. 5-11 kan? Habisnya 5-12. 5-12. Berapa? Iya, ini udah pasti 2-1 anjir. Tidak mungkin. T1 kalah. Miskin abis ini. Kalau T1 kalah 7-11 aja. Menang lain lah. Mana Thrifty, Jing?
Still into the corner.
Aduh, lihat yang bener. Waduh, di dash.
Not too good.
Anjir.
Spring off contact
2-4-2.
because of it.
2-4-1 anjir.
Now as well,
Crazy.
revealed perhaps a little
Izu.
bit late. Izu still in
Aduh,
position,
Jing
still
main
in
dalam
the
sok itu.
front.
Wah.
Envy, though,
Oh,
able to
lihat
plant their feet
ada orang.
down, clearing out orange, and now knowing where
Anjir.
Izu is, all they've got to do is peek
Waduh.
across.
Munchkin bisa
That
apa?
leaves Munchkin there to relay
7-11
forward
guys.
a long journey from the B side, catching a slight breather.
Feel like there was a lot for Jing that he needed to do
Satu
to
main
pick up a
side,
little bit of
sisanya
beginnings
di luar.
in the corner, non-clearing. Util not clearing close corners could have got the better of you there, Paper X.
Beep 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 beep.
Just Munchkin.
Beep,
Envy
beep,
finishes
beep,
him off. He
beep,
will have
beep,
the
beep,
Hunter's
beep.
Fury, which he will pick up there. 3 in the round for him as well. So little by little, rounds accumulated by Paper X. We see the save from T1 last round not worth its weight and value in this specific instance. But maybe it's going to be for later on, as there will be a timeout coming around the corner for the next round. Still, I don't think it massively
Nah, dia
favours
lock invade.
T1
Nice.
current position, because there will be those big ult
Nice.
rounds to come a little bit later on.
Apa ini?
But if you do start to give Paper X the confidence in the way that they're navigating these rounds and what is going to be working for them on this attacking side of Breeze, I think that's more where I start to get a little bit intrigued to see what T1 adjust.
That's why you put a lot of stock into this tactical timeout, Coach KDG. See what effect he can bring to the team. Got ultimates, got a lot of capable players. They had a fantastic
Wah, last
start
time
to
out
the first
T1.
half. Surely able to mount up to something.
Biasa sih.
On the flip side, though, for Paper X, still, of course, not looking the happiest. Got 5 rounds to close in on that gap. And speaking of confidence as well, overconfidence could be a thing, too.
Yeah, it could be. You'll just take this one round by round.
So that's always going to be Hunter's Fury, Dimensional Drift. Slide of a half 5 from T1.
Yeah, a bit of a mid-soiree coming on as well, and the utility is going to tickle Meteor. Drone spotted. Got to get out of dodge. Don't want to be peppered down and sprayed as the hero rifler in this round.
Across as well.
Slow pace one for Paper X, just making sure that they aren't bouncing in towards a bit of a trap. Done in play as well. They just use the drone in mid, so if you're clearing this one, it's swing together. Which they don't, but Divide does win the duel.
Find contact. Well, slight forward approach. It's Forsaken. Perhaps left to find stragglers on rotation. Not too much for now. The hop on up. Meanwhile, on the side, though, some of the players starting to go hunting. Jing, unfortunately,
Ayo.
alongside Ilya, also dropping down. Meteor is here again.
Will he come out with just a Meteor round, a nuke in the server? Well, around the orange wrap, they are hearing his footsteps. They will shut him down. As Forsaken was all by himself, now Munchkin is.
Oh, buat ini.
Lucky.
Well, he doesn't want to hold that into the next round, Quack. I think that's the big thing here, and it looks like Envy may be giving him an upgrade. No, it'll just be the death to Munchkin. 7-11.
7-11. 7-11.
A buy present in this next round for T1. Still building up a little bit of these ults. Only still the one online of that Cosmic Divide. But if you do want a bit of a counter for an opener as well, having the Dimensional Drift and the Hunter's Fury online for Paper X is it's quite enticing, actually. Wonder if they themselves are going to be holding them for when the ults are online for T1, on the expectation that it is going to be a massive ult round that T1 might rely upon should this map get a little bit closer. I'm going to be seeing no Komodo, that's for sure. Dimensional Drift immediately into B with the Hunter's Fury as well. They are going to be straight shooting into the site. And we're not clearing corners again. T1 Izu sneaks himself in. Oh.
Rounds, and he's able to cut down 4.
Yeah, that's as quick as you like it. Absolute mind bender moment from him. 'Cause it looks like Paper X were going to get in towards the B site. Yeah, Blink and Buzz just dispatches 4. Now Forsaken is by himself. How does he waltz around the map to be able to find this clutch? I guess granted, T1 are also adopting the disconnection strategy, playing 2 1v1s, but it's an off angle, and Meteor finds Forsaken for T1 to find here. Map point.
Just into smokes, in and out of it, in fact. Despite the flashes, Paper X unfortunately not quite able to locate him.
Criminal. Absolutely criminal. Navigating those angles with no plan of action pre, but all in the heat of the moment for some individual prowess. 5 map points now for T1 to contend with. Chances to close. Paper X, they are the contenders. They have to try and save a bit of face to bring this one back. Looking lost a lot on this map here of Breeze. Especially in that first half, I will say. Had that first half been closer, 8-4, for example, still giving T1 a lot of benefit with how they were playing those rounds. I feel like it would definitely be in a different scoreline right now.
Couldn't agree more. I mean, you just
Jadi siapa menang? T1 lah. Ini mah pasti T1 menang. Ini T1 kalah. GG bro. Ini kalau T1 kalah dong 2-0. T1 menang pasti. 12-7 jir, nggak mungkin jir. Ini siapapun kalah abis ini saving. T1 punya ulti Meteor, punya ulti Izu, nggak punya ulti Yoru, nggak mungkin kalah anjir. Kalau kalah nipu deh. Yang penting nggak greedy aja nih. Wes, mid langsung dikontrol. Wah mereka ngebel, nggak mau ke A. Punya feeling, dia punya feeling. Feelingku. Waduh, mancing timingnya jelek banget anjir. Oh dapat tapi. Ah ini Bas, kejar Bas. Banyak banget itu orang di situ. Waduh, throwing Bas, sudahlah. Nggak jadi 12-7 guys. Wah, tutupan ulti cici. Ditembak kayak begitu gak tuh? Satu masih backside, masih bisa nih. Woi, kiri, waduh. Set, wes dapat satu, oke. Nggak jadi planting. Gak masalah bela T1. Paper X lagi busuk.
Yeah, starts off with the dry walk in towards the mid wooden doors and comes out with the 4K at the end, certainly digging deep. Likewise of the first map of today.
Gue bela siapa yang menang. Gue bela siapa yang menang.
In the kill department. Buzz was missing on the first map. He just has his 4K, so you feel like he's starting to sharpen up a little bit even more at the what might be ending of this map before we get into a third. So that's 1 out of 5 that Paper X have to find to send us into overtime.
Oh my god. My god. Wah, Meteor mati nih. Set. Adalah. Drift inilah. 29. Menang kah Paper X? Masih sih? Waduh, salah tembak. Waduh, pick satu bang. Di trade udah langsung. Wih, gila Bas. Wow, gila. Anjir. Menang bro. Menang ini. Selama Bas nggak kayak. Enggak. Aduh, lihat gak dia? Dia nggak lihat ya? Nggak lihat dia anjing. Wah, tai deh. Aduh, Munchkin. Cepetan reloadnya cepetan. Aim. Nah, udah. Menang ini. Itu angle stupid banget anjing. Kenapa angle-nya begitu? Apa sih? Iya, tapi angle, ya ampun. Itu angle headshot bawah. Kenapa dia ngambil angle yang atas? Anjing. Udah throwing, udah. Udah Paperex menang ini 2 map doang ini. Throwing anjing. Throwing. Ini Bas udah menang nih. Aduh, kenapa dicari sih? Tungguin aja di spike babi. The fuck? Main berdua lah. Nipu ya pro player ya? Pro player mainnya sendiri. Lo. Oh, sangat tim anjing jing. Udah hilang 1 pisau. Di ulti B-nya. Masuk. Kena ya. Kena 1 bullet. 50.
Reset as well. Drone going in, clearing all the corners. Meteor at the top of nest currently. Gonna probably want to see some
Paperex menang, beliin gua bundle pon.
go his way or a double swing as this spots out and sees nothing. Now the drift comes out for Izu because they're not exactly sure of what's happening around mid. You want to confirm things.
Aduh, masuk ah. Sah. Paperex ada ulti apa? Ada ulti Invi main paling belakang tuh. Enggak, dia main depan anjing. Kalau mati gigi dong. Wah, mati. 1 lagi. Kocak, kenapa dia keluar swap? Di trade, nice banget. Sisa 4 second ada apa? Ulti kah? Ulti sih kalau menang. Ulti tuh. Anjing, sisa ada apa bro? Ini mau main tinggal tempel doang. Terus ini nggak masuk ngapain? Nunggu apa jing? Time kocak. Waduh. Ya. Wah, keluar. Dia ngeluarin senjata. Pelurunya habis. Walah weh. Expected. Udah pasti menang.
We need the distance game. The desk wanted it. All 3 maps. Pilski, you're welcome here, but it's the players in the server that got that one showcase for us today. 10-2 at halftime score. The T1 come out with in the very beginning is absolutely damaging to Paper X. So yes, we get a bit of a glimpse come through from Envy, but it's Buzz stepping up with that one as well with that 4K on the blades, making things look very, very cool in some comfort territories. And speaking about comfort, Bind for the decider. This was ultimately picked by Paper X, banning Split. Can't believe that they don't want a banger on Split to finish this series.
I mean, for these 2 teams, my goodness. I mean, just the potential around the teleporter plays.
Jangan malam
right as the pre-show started, there's so much that you have to keep in mind for how they can play around with the Waylay compositions that you're going through.
I mean, are we even going to be getting the same compositions, or are we changing things up? I mean, you got to remember that as well. We've seen some switch ups for Paper X today. Maybe though, of course, you don't have enough time to reinvent things coming in towards the 3rd map for today. So we'll have to wait and see what does happen for that next map and closer of the day. But I'll tell you what, if you've got some friends that like Valorant, make sure you tell them this next map is on.
Yep, we're getting the full series today between T1 and Paper X. Both of these teams stealing each other's map picks. Now, Paper X did end up picking Breeze. They obviously felt more comfortable and confident on it. They didn't change anything in terms of their comps, but T1 had them read.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing for me is it's very obvious. It's that first half that's the problem. As soon as they start attacking, they start to come back a little bit. They get themselves into that game, but the game was already lost in that first half. It was too big of a deficit, too far gone, and they could not recover.
I've actually felt much better about both of Paper X's attack sides today. I think Pearl looked much more convincing than their defensive side looked, although they had some nice looks on Pearl defense. Yeah, this defense in particular, they really struggled, didn't really have any kind of opping presence. Something has not really had much impact on the Yoru so far in kickoff at all.
I mean, it's a little bit surprising as well. When we make that change of the smoker from Brimstone to Astra, you expect expect the defensive side to be that little bit stronger. You have a little bit more util to work with. You have the pull, and you know your retail is incredibly strong. And Brimstone is much more suited to that attacker side. But realistically, I didn't really see a massive impact from it. I felt like Forsaken played very well. He started incredibly slow, by the way. At the half, he got 2 kills. He manages to flip that around, and then as they start to come back, he heats up once again, ending up top of the team in kills. Oh wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong side. I'm looking at Meteor. That's my bad. That's my bad.
I mean, the player that's topping the board for PRX.
Apa gua craving bibimbap?
Crazy. Both of the opening 2 games.
You mentioned it so many times last year on Team Secret. This guy was a phenomenal player, and I think a lot of people have the question, why did they pick up Envy? And it's almost like they forgot what happened last year with the performance he was putting up.
Yeah, 100%. You see 1 or 2 bad games from a player, you got a Reddit thread immediately, straight away.
Yep, just out the door, no bad games allowed. But who's having a good game consistently? It's Izu.
Yeah, I mean, this map too, from both him and Meteor,
This map
absolutely spot on. I mean, Meteor really began heating up in this game. He had a very slow map 1, very, very slow. This play was lovely. Crazy timing here. Love the reposition there is so clean. I mean, I think now, we spoke a lot in that first map about how T1 basically had 3 people not even in the server, and now they're coming awake.
Motornya naik motor.
Look at all these highlights. How many people are looking at him? Like those last 3 clips, sure, but how many people does Meteor shoot in the side, out positions them, slipping in and out of the smokes, in and out of the cosmic divide? This guy positionally is so incredible. Then you get some Envy highlights there at the end. He really put on a clinic. That clutch was huge to keep PaperX in the game. This one in particular, you know, it just felt like Envy could have been altered. He just needed a little bit of help.
Yeah, that's right. Meteor had some great
Kan 2000.
there. You can see why we all ended up putting him on our build diff roster. Now, Izu, there's a huge shift from map 1 to map 2.
Yes, I mean, we have on the left here, Izu's kind of baseline there of his Yoru so far in this competition. It's been quite consistent. It's been having a lot of big maps for T1 thus far in 2026. Particularly on the Yoru, I think, if anything, the Omen might be bringing his average down a little bit because he had a bit of a sinker on one of those maps at least. Map 1, you can see the stats not looking good on the Yoru. It's the first map outside of that one Omen game on Haven that we've actually really seen him struggle, but there on Breeze, he was very much awake.
Yeah, I mean, he played a great game. Honestly, this is really what we've come to expect from Izu. I think he fits the Yoru so well generally, so I love it when he starts to pop off in these moments, and we'll be moving across to Bind as well, so I do think that there's still lots of room for this guy to go crazy on that map.
Yes, and it's actually really
Bikinnya harus dari HP, Jing.
T1 ended up banning Crowd.
Ngapain gua ambil HP?
PaperX decided to ban Split instead, which historically they've been fantastic on. Yes, they did lose this particular kickoff, but their bind wasn't really convincing either. So
Anjir, dapat bintang 5.
To be honest, I think Split, you saw a really good split from T1 earlier where Buzz dropped almost 30, and I think you're going to see double duelist comps on either one of those maps. You can see comfortability for both of these teams on this map in the past, so I don't really see much of a difference really outside of form factor between Bind and Split personally.
I think a big thing for this Bind map is that we're seeing T1 start off on that defender side. We spoke about this before, just how aggressive they are on this defender half. They will take the fight to PaperX, and it's on PaperX able to manage that. They're not a team well known for being able to stay very still, so I think expect some big fights in the early rounds.
Yeah, worth mentioning as well, the attacking
langsung
sides
100.
better, I feel like today
Anjir, dia
PaperX on both of the maps. And Envy has been phenomenal on the Sova, but you know, he needs to now play the lead and possibly be that solo initiator, and he needs to play a supportive role to be able to set some of the other players up, because you cannot have a quiet game on the Yoru here again as something, or the duelist can't underperform. I think Jing and something didn't really put much pressure in that last. Big heavy hitters. It's one big thing that we highlighted when we held up Envy against Patman. This competition, comparing their stats from last year. Yes, Envy has strong.
Ada ini, ada Aurora, tapi Aurora nggak ada apa-apa. Males.
And that means that his utility, his fade dogs, things like that, is more consistently actually converting kills for his teammates.
So if PaperX don't change composition, then we will be seeing Jing go back to the Raze.
Sabar.
I'm really hoping that would
Ya
be
dibuka anjing,
is able
kagak
to
dipegang.
in this map 3.
Nggak bener,
I
kocak.
think the thing is they just couldn't get the ball rolling in that map too, especially in that first half. And T1 players are starting to activate. We're seeing them start to frag more consistently, and that spells trouble for Paper Rex.
Definitely. In fact, I mean, leading the charge the IGL is now Munchkin, and when he was back on Gen G, Munchkin was definitely an Achilles heel for
Mana ya? Ini bisa gacha poin nih sini.
And he's on the squad, and now he's
Di
playing fine against them.
Twitch.
Yeah, I mean he's been an Achilles heel for everyone.
Yeah.
Udah nggak ada ya?
He was probably
He's
the
an
heel.
Achilles heel for me, and I just watched the guy try to push up.
Verified account only. What do you mean?
Kill people, you know?
Yeah, so I really think that if he's able to continue to perform, we see Meteor play like he did, see Izu, now he's settled into the series, I think the Paper X guys really have their work cut out for them to be able to go toe for toe, especially if T1 bring the same aggression that we've seen from them in the past on Bind.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think there's a lot of film there for Paper Rex starting out on this attacking side. They should be well familiar with what they're
Aduh,
gonna
bin.
get.
Yoru lagi.
The bathrooms for free and taking space over there. They're going to be well aware of the kind of combos and TP plays that T1 like to mix in. And as you can see, no changes for T1, but Paper Rex, this is something wildly different.
This is nuts. So we're seeing Forsaken move across the Fate. It's
Apa? Ada apa? Forsaken pakai Fate, something pakai Veto. Kagak ada Yoru anjir. Invi pakai KO. Dia pakai dua init, satu smoker, satu senti, satu duelis. Wah, ini ya beda-beda banget ya. Satu Yoru, Viper, Brimstone, Fate, Waylay. Satu dua smoker, yang satu ini dua init. Wow. Something pakai Veto. Veto.
Alright, well, we're definitely getting new things today on Bind as we send it back to our casters for the last and final map of the series between T1 and Paper Rex. Quack and Komodo, please take it away.
New things, wild comps, big ooves, and Komodo. I mean, just break this down for me.
Break this down. We know there's a bit of a fun rivalry that something always beats Frost. Now he's going to try and show him how to use Veto? What? Oh. This is going to be very, very cool and interesting to see what Paper Rex have cooking, if it's going to taste good or not on this map. T1, well, they're just going to bring the norm, so they're going to have to adjust things. But yeah, Divide for his second ever Brimstone. Don't know what the other one was, by the way. I'm not going to go digging for that because this is completely unexpected. And Envy on the KO, been a while, but it's like his third most played agent from memory, so that makes things very interesting for me. Throw it way back when the post-plant matter and we saw a lot more KOs, that was always fun.
Yeah, maybe a blast of the past, perhaps, if Paper Rex can actually get the spike down. Still though, as they run in towards Hookah, everyone's starting to get in position, especially Munchkin.
Whoa, gelo Jing.
Completely domed as Jing heads on through.
Yeah, you got that Garden Zerothon coming down to reveal where Stax was there, and now everyone's just going to be able to fight and hold crossfires on the site when they flood out towards spawn, and it's just a great crossfire, isn't it, right there? Now Munchkin, the only soldier left for T1.
Munchkin.
He's got to find 4.
I don't think it's going to be happening anytime soon. Paper Rex learning from their past mistakes.
Mati.
Holding all the angles, Forsaken with the Sheriff headshot.
And that's a pistol round where we get another for Paper X, but will it be able to convert into something good for the start of this map?
Lama itu ini sih anjir. Si Jing sih berani banget. Wah, gila, something. Mantap. Redeem. Shoot. Gila.
Jing's gonna feel comfortable on the race for this one for Paper X because I mean,
Nice
it's
bush,
something new, right? We've seen Forsaken play the Fade before. It's been a bit, but he kind of did shift roles with the squad, right? So it's just a very big, different look. Good opener for Jing. Kind of reminds me on the Fracture change-ups when we saw that come through, where something played on that Brimstone, and we're really looking for different looks again. It's another kind of sinking stomach feeling that we're getting something like that right now, but will it be bad or not? Will it be good? Very early to tell. Can't really take too much from a pistol round and maybe even an anti-eco round. Hey, that's ambitious.
Out to the open, yeah, trying to pull out utility, but at least the rest of the team will be here to continue to scale forward. I gotta like hold on to my words at some points. At least something will be here with the Marshal to clean things up. So, okay, minimal losses. We're okay.
Just throw everything that you know about Valorant out the wazoo. Mind you, this is the first KO that we do see in Pacific for this year in kickoff. Oh, yeah. I know some of the other regions have been toying with it as well.
Dua lagi.
The only things that come to mind when it specifically comes to mind, I think, what did I got here? BLG played it last. Yeah, okay. I also had, well, NRG famously played on this map. So
not too many.
Shoo.
See what the Pacific variety can do with it. Bold decision not to go with the Euro as well, mind you. I mean,
yeah, I mean, there's a different style in that, right? Where we got the Euro Razors or the Euro Waylays. When you got the, composition as well, you could see substituted Viper for the
Masih,
Vito.
tapi gue udah ini, udah bosen aja ngeliat ini berdua main.
So there's some
Babi.
options. But I do like the style. Just gotta wait and see how it comes and plays.
Matanya
He's
udah
being
kosong.
caught by himself. No trades to be played. And the little stall of play. Buzz can have some backup in the form of Munchkin if he does need the saturate for the play.
looking to completely lap up on his opponents. All down. Two in the minute for the
2-1 nih.
Two versus 5.
2-1.
Huge amounts of damage for Paper Rex if they could possibly find it. Still going in towards this one on the B side. Stacks and Izu.
Loncat bareng kah?
Timing is wrong.
Kenapa dia lihat di tempat yang sama? Waduh. Oh nice, satu lagi. Buh, gila Izu. Tembakan apa itu?
Yep,
crazy.
I mean, the way that the map should go, right? Pistol in seconds, flip it over towards the third and the first buy. No bonus to come out, but now we get to really see what the research looks like in towards this new composition for Paper X. Got evolution available as well for something, but with no
Gede aja kaget tembakan dia sendiri.
on the flip side as well, you don't necessarily need to see him deploy that super early on. 0-point player going in towards the garden side again. Okay. Gets garden and hookah.
Stack's gonna avoid it for now though, but at the same time T1's starting to poke out. Something is
he's done and dusted even if he takes the TP right now. He's
Something metong nih.
He has no idea that a flank is coming into fruition.
Ih, gara-gara pakai Vito anjir.
I mean, they would have heard it and got him.
He's getting out of there as well. The rest of the team though, what's the plan here? We're going back to A.
Funnily enough, Paper X are kind of making the right decision to still go towards the A site because you had the full wraparound from Buzz. You know all of the A site was free. So they're just going to play strong side towards B with an exit strategy of Izu. If he needs to support A, you don't even necessarily need to see Buzz throw caution to the wind and try to find a fight. Saturate and light speed to get out, but also one away from convergent paths if he finds a kill. Oh, shoulder checking. I don't think he spotted him. Now he confirms it.
Hoping for a kill perhaps, but it's going to get the go signal for Jing.
Oh, Jing gak dapet siapa dong.
Yeah, but you already see the retreat from Buzz, knowing that this could potentially be played in, and it's just going to switch into a retake for T1.
5v4 lah, flat in. Wah, nice flash. Nice flash. Oh, di flash lagi. Set, wes gelo. Sisa Jing di lamps. Gila, nice banget itu mollynya. Ya, ngepikinya satu. Oh, nice. 2-2. Saving dong, miskin.
You really did solid efforts in the very beginning to remove something from the equation. And you make the right read to try and go towards B. Throw a spanner in the works of the decision-making processes of Paper X. Whilst they ultimately do go into the site that they had the weaker opponents on, it's Very difficult situation to try and hold that spike. Early tied scoreline, another buy permitted for Paper X, but it's in the form of a lesser equipped one, a Stinger purchase with some Sheriffs.
And they're just gonna march on through, straight through Bats. 0 point catching onto Meteor.
Oh, masih bikin di
I
sini.
have a little bit of a sinking feeling that they're going to get rinsed in the bathrooms right now, though. All 5 here.
Everyone else from T1 at the other end of it as well, except for Stacks. Izu will line it up perfectly with the Outlaw. Buzz trying to slow them, catch them on, especially more utility coming in. Divine will find one shot, but that's that. Izu, more flashes, clones going through. Divine's way too low to make anything else happen in the round.
Yep. Just a little lesser buy for Paper X to see how they're going to try and navigate that one. And it comes out in good form for T1. Getting closer towards some of the ultimates. Izu picking his up. You've still got the Convergent Pass available as well, so it can be a pretty big backed up round next. Paper X now with their purchase to see what they're going to change up on the attack side. Is it going to be more of a slower pace one? We're not throwing everybody together holding each other's hands. We are evolving though.
Yeah, I will think.
Pick this shot together, boys.
Don't be a problem.
Taking backside, boys.
Should we really, boys? Hey, boys.
I think we can go here, guys.
Well, they think they can go A. Let's see if it's going to work out for them with the rotations from T1 already starting to come on over. Good feel on a Meteor.
Convergent Pass as well will slow things down, but completely not affected thanks to the evolution. Something gets ahead of the game. At the same time now trying to get the spike in. You've got some flashes, you've got interceptors all throughout. Chokeholds.
Wah, something. Waduh. Wih, Meteor dapat satu. Izu OP saving.
Spotted out by something.
Yeah. You have that cross cut go.
Something mainnya sekarang Sentinel.
POV of the defenders that they did spot that one out, but it was a good flash lobbed in from Envy that you really couldn't even contend with that and protect your boy. So very nicely done in a bit of an unorthodox variety for Paper X for sure with this composition.
Look at their player cams. It's been a while since I've seen
Genius.
Look at that smile. Izu though the right idea to go for the save with this operator.
Smooth operator.
Right, you feel like Convergent Pass isn't going to have any value. The Orbital Strike, Nightfall as well. Convergent Pass was even utilized as well for Buzz. Not available, right? So very well done for Paper X in that round to tie things up in the early game of this match.
Katanya resep onsen X dari ini, dari foto semua telur. Lama banget anjir.
See on the replay as well. On towards Munchkin. Doesn't need to worry about the molly. Vito a dime a dozen. But when you can come out with him and you can, you know, maximize his kit, you can come out with something special.
Still though, need to build up to another ultimate to find more impact. For now though, Jing back into Bats, asserting himself alongside Envy.
Yep, gonna be calling to change over the orb just before you gather it as Jing. Get that null command online and available for Envy. You can regroup to your heart's content, and if it's going to be to this B site, do you have the feeling of the operator here? The jump spot's been coming out from Dubai, a secondary one as well from Forsaken. Very nicely done to acquire the information on this sniper.
Prowler to reconfirm as well. You'll hear the clone.
If you do good flash and push him off, you've got an avenue to get in with the null command as well. You just got to get deep in towards this one, because the line of sight can still destroy you, that's why.
Deadly. Munchkin as well with the judge, and suddenly the spike out of Paper X's reach.
Yeah, very one-dimensional to a degree. 4 long, 1 short, you lose your short member, uh-oh. All over Red Rover.
30 seconds to go though, so you'll still try look for a bit of a firefight into tube. Izu gets caught.
30 seconds left.
I mean, there's still a double protector on the spike, right? 20 seconds to go, you got to try and retrieve that. You got to get the plant as well. How is the right question? Probably just can't.
Munchkin's got a Phantom now as well. You think he might have left, but nope, he's still around the corner. Not quite able to capitalize onto Jing, but at this point the round's done. 10 seconds. Meteor still around, Buzz as well, everyone from T1 pretty much active. So 4-3, T1 back in the lead.
Yeah, null command as well, not going to be providing too much in that one, unfortunately. Goes by the wayside when you've got the stoppages from Izu's operator and the judge of Munchkin that kind of was the be-all and end-all in the round at that point forward. Not enough time to re-aggress to get the spike. You got that double flank essentially holding it from Meteor and Munchkin. Nicely adjusted to come through from T1, who are going to be playing a strong side A this one on the expectations. The Paper X might be coming their way, but from our POV, if they ramped up towards this B site, it could be very well decided to do so. Izu going to find something. Something falling first again.
And now Paper X will have to consider where this op could have repositioned to.
Yeah, you could go for a little bit of a lob flash through this smoke if you want to, but it looks like by radar they've dry walked up through it, and Stax trying to combo the ultimate with the C's, not expecting Invi to already be in front of this one, and the showstopper is going to scare you from going in for now. So the plant can look to be established by Paper X. Vi has Incendiary to buy a couple of extra seconds as well through towards spawn, and a orbital strike as well if need be.
Same time, Divide continuing to check out towards the back line of B long 2. So continuing to spot further players, but Dimensional Drift has been popped as well. T1
Anjir, di shorty Davai. Ah, dia nggak mau ulti anjir, kalah dong. Ah, Izu one hit. Waduh, sayang sekali. Aduh, itu udah best lihat reportnya dia macam-macam tuh. Izu udah res 1 jir.
Opening engagement for Izu. And a very important dimensional drift as well, figuring out all the required information further. It's quite difficult to try to have a bit of comfort in the closing strategy of the round. Devi, unlucky enough, couldn't even stop the defuse from happening despite a low Izu.
Oh, gila diterakin. Come on. What are you guys doing katanya? Waduh. Diomelin Alek, Mama, Prex diomelin Alek, Mama.
What feels like very crucial discussions.
You're down by 2.
Ah, dikit fokus itu. Mereka.
I mean, that's an understatement. To come up with a composition like this, you've seen some ideas of what that potential could be, but for things to fall off in this fashion, certainly feels like they're not replicating results from what they've practiced.
And they've seen a bit of the weaknesses if they've done their homework against a Veto on attack as well, right? Like where they find themselves right now, because that's what Global Esports were deploying, right? It was Yudotan on the Vitotan. He's kind of only playing this agent right now. Pac-Man was on that waylay as well, trying to dive on in. A different style to the composition, but, you know, something's been picked off time and time again in the very beginning. I still like the chokehold at the front of B. Just make sure you've got that little capture if you need. You've got to give yourselves a couple more options if you like. You've zero pointed some information on this Izu operator for now. But I think the more important question is if you are 5ing up towards A short, how are you doing this one?
Okay. Gonna need a refract out for Buzz for now.
Oi!
It's gonna be just a full-on steamroll. Straight on through, even with a half buy.
Need Jing POV on that one, I feel like, right now, but maybe Munchkin just want to skedaddle on out of here, or not. Something. Giving up the goods for a retake now plausible.
Gun's still online, though. Paper X and Orbital Strike as well, especially with the spike down now. So, trying to work around the positions that they do have. Meanwhile, T1 eliminating initial positions. Forsaken, though. Clean hooky around the smoke stacks. Everyone all getting spotted out at the hands of Paper Rex.
As a conversion after their own timeout here as well to try and tie up things on this attacking side. Feel like they are a little bit behind the curve on a couple of these rounds, so it's good to see that they do get the advantages. We'll see that quick shot out from Jing on the replay as well, and then the rest of the team, I mean, the fact that they are just flooding in towards the site, ambitious from something, don't get me wrong with that one. They do make sure that they get
I'm fine.
good gusto as well. They got to try and do it again, however, here, try and tie things up.
Dukung siapa, Flynn? Dukung siapa,
Not had
Flynn?
an impact on the economy of T1. This
Wah, Davai 1 ulti 54.
another operator again for Izu. It's usually been good for an opener.
B-nya ketahuan kosong. Wah, Forsaken pick lagi. Oh, Forsaken nggak pick. Dia denger itu. Dia. Enggak itu. Waduh, full blind anjir. TP, nggak kedengeran. Waduh. Aduh, nembak apa? Loh. Anjir. Bas. Ya ampun meteor. Aduh. Izu. One bench agak deg-degan gini. Aduh ini kayak kalah gitu loh. Oh enggak menang. Saving deh. Tuh Bas harusnya bisa dapet 3 at least anjir.
I kind of want to feel good about the way that PaperX played that round, right?
Sayang
TP's on top of the truck
sekali
and amongst the
banget.
smokes. You've got the flashes lobbed in from Envy there as well to try and get him towards the back of the site. But I'm wondering actually how Munchkin has died, because he's died to the orbital strike. Did he waltz back into that whilst blinded? Was it dry? Was he caught in a
Ya mati dong.
season?
Oh enggak anjir. Envy, ya ampun Envy. Kasian sekali.
Kind of starts to fumble a little bit when that does happen. You're starting to flood it towards the site. Bullets running rampant from Buzz, trying to do what he can, but it does fall over. It's risky business as well, by the way, to peek the operator who's playing at the tower. He'd be very lucky to get away with his life and not be traded as well after being legged.
Okay, here we go.
So, he walked back into it? Front of side?
Smokes, I suppose.
Yeah. Anyways, it happens. Tight
Ah,
scoreline.
Bas.
You've
Ente
finally broken the economy of T1 going into this next round.
bus.
Forcing them to not have an operator, I think, is going to be quite the big thing. No, I lie, sorry, they did save that, so they do have to contend with this again.
Sengit, iyalah, udah 1-1. Yang menang nih, yang kalah lower backup anjing.
Going straight back through into the A site. Izu this time side out towards B.
Gila. Langsung TP. Waduh, kelewatan dia tapi nggak mati. Wah, ini sih apa entry-nya sih bombardir pol banget. Susah di ini. Selama something masih nggak ketahuan di situ sih. GG sih.
For the spike plant down, no stacked util, no EZO flashes.
Always could come in handy. And exercising some discipline now.
And holding the operator into the next round, where if removed from hands would not be present. PaperX take back the lead that they haven't had since the pistol and second in tandem.
Really want to get that off away, but this is just a strong, smart position for Izu.
Yeah, they're going to be favoring though the operator in the next rounds to, you know, be a hero operator of sorts. Seen PaperX dodge it a little bit here and there those past couple of rounds, and it's been very, very nice for them.
I just heard a death smack.
From up here?
As is it divided?
Something.
Definitely. Okay, well.
Papan? Apa 12? Lama banget.
From the dimensional drift on the back of an opener could be quite wanted for T1. Rocket going in, clearing a lot of the space at the moment. Doesn't do any chipper damage on towards Munchkin, who is lucky to get away from that one. But the expectation here as well is that there's going to be a cheeky TP if it was an explosion. Elevate a bit of an off angle as well that does get the better of Jing.
Now you just get flushed on over into the open lines. Izu trying to reposition, will land a shot. Maybe goes for another repeat, stacks as well. A couple of players incredibly low now, and even with the null command, you just can't do anything around it. Buzz, Izu, doing wonders for T1 to tie up the score at the end of the first half.
And from the opening kill over at that A site, and when you see the Prowler and the
Strawberry ternyata mahal juga, Strawberry Gem.
B, you know, you got the right numbers there already to just try and
1.000
crosshair placement.
1.500 mahal juga.
In the brutality of the PaperX, don't throw your way in this one. Just throw caution to the wind and get in. You've got numbers advantages, you've even got ultimates, but you don't need to do that. Winning out the fights, T1 happy to take it. 6-6. An exchange now to see how PaperX are going to be playing this video on
Lu ini belum udah dinyalain belum itu challenge-nya kocak.
between the two sites because there is no Yoru with this composition, right? That's something that we see of value in this
First
current
half
meta, having
MVP
that quick
Izu.
rotation ability from the Yoru. Brimstone can technically do it a little bit faster with the stim beacon. I am interested to see how something is going to be properly piloting at this agent because, honestly, it was kind of copy-pasting over on that attacking side as well, right?
Hari ini hari apa?
Going over to try and facilitate a way back
Zoom
in
it.
that way. He's using the standard, chokehold over towards Hookah to see that there's no massive extension there from T1 or for a potential TP play as well if you wanted some sort of crunch. Get an early tether on that.
See more still. I mean, as a little side note as well, the KO also another factor, perhaps in retakes for PaperX on the defensive side, but
Yeah,
as we go into something...
For me, it's going to be pop flash availability on this map has a lot of them because of the 4 technical lanes that you do have, right? Over through long where you can see some Yorus be self-sufficient doing those flashes, you can do the same thing. For right now, you can do a deep 0-point blade from where Envy is currently placed to where Stax is as well off the rip. So we'll see if that's going to happen, or if it's the flash. You kind of hope that there's a lot of members there. It is the flash.
Stax mati deh. Wah, gila Davai, bantingan angkel. Crazy bu. Tapi T1 ke E. Sekarang something di sini. Waduh, something. Aduh. Emang PaperX jagonya attacking jir. 6-6 sih berat sih. B-nya dapat tapi B-nya anjing rame banget. Dapat 1, 2. 2 orang kelihatan. Kelihatan 2 orang. Lanjut kah? Lanjut ke B kah?
And it will at the right time. Jing has pain shells too, which could absolutely give you a bad day if you were T1. Also really don't have a way to get in deep towards this site too. The bodies just have to drop on down. No light speed, no TP, just a single smoke from
Ice apa? Gue gak dapet. Gak ada.
Luckily for them, Jing is low.
There goes the smoke. Jing spots them. Going down, no more paint shells.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised that there isn't some sort of jump spot from him with the paint shells when that is seen.
Spike planted.
So Envy and Divine have to do a little bit of heavy lifting here.
Oh, Buzz didn't spot him.
Wah.
Grabs him from the map and
Dapet
closing the distance.
satu.
Now 0 point goes through. Divine could pop off of it.
Ow.
Right click's not connecting. It's just Envy at half HP trying to land all the ghost shots,
Anjir.
which unfortunately
Loncat
does
dia.
not come through fruition. It's going to be Munchkin instead. And this time, pistol in the hands of T1.
That's opening kill for PaperX in that pistol as well, mind you, with the set play. Devi gets the job done there, but for the rest of it, the lurk in towards B site, absolutely paramount for the way to get in things here. There's a bit of damage, there's a kill, there's questions thrown around the map. Where are T1 slotted in at the moment? Did anyone else get through elbow perhaps? They didn't. Meteor just found a pretty sensational spot. Oh yes. Orb gathered. Waiting for the pop flash play out through Fountain and Buzz. Well, he doesn't necessarily need to give it all. It's actually just going to be the Haunt lobbed in.
Not seeing anything. T1 just continue to back off, continuing to hold the angles, lure PaperX into their range, where things can be quite lethal, even with the Ghost as well. Okay, Buzz, let's get involved now with the Saturate. Unfortunately, that's where things are close enough for PaperX to find a couple of shots. Meteor coming back in to bring things back to normalcy. Jing with more swings as well. Izu with a Marshall does simplify things a little bit more, but a little bit of damage done too.
Yeah, absolutely. Just the 2 Guardians surviving for T1 should make this round look a little bit easier for PaperX, you'd assume. But we also know that T1 are not going to roll over. Seen 2 rounds so far where PaperX are coming out with some set plays on these pistol round styles of theirs. Attempting a bit of a thrifty. So when it comes to the rifle round, do you still think that there's going to be a set play on some sort of position around the map, or are you expecting it to be stock standard default?
One shower. No smoke, Asha. He smoke from side hookah, boys. Spotting showers.
I'm watching a short.
Well, they need to get a wriggle on over towards this site for sure. Devi is stuck, spotted, fallen down, and forces smoke out as well. 0 point confirming locale on 2. That'll stave them off from being able to explode out into this B site for now.
5v5. Aduh.
In this sort of position as well. If the KO was over here, there's that flash on the top that I feel like Forsaken would have absolutely loved. Instead, he's got to hold the single risk angle. He will spot the information. A bit of damage delivered to Izu already, but this is the setup for T1 to explode into this site now.
Buset, masuk ke dalam. Waduh, dapat satu anjing.
T1 is looking to explode onto the side towards the back end. Buzz with the judge! Still though, a bit of damage done. It could just be enough for PaperX to get back into the game. Something closer up and around Indy as well. He's got a flash to work with.
And Jing has a lot of this utility too, already taking the TP. So just see Munchkin go for a bit of a wrap around in this position. Puts more onus on Buzz and Stacks to do something.
Refract called. Stacks with the C's. Paint shells initially through, but not quite landing. Still though, the kill into the hands of PaperX because Envy sprinting all across. Munchkin though will catch him, reveals his location, and all that PaperX needs to do now is to keep him off of the angle. Jing will do just that. PaperX answer back in kind.
Yeah, with their first purchase spy for this defensive side, 2 surviving as well. So, be seeing a little bit of a problem in the flip side of this. Mind you, I'll just highlight this because, well, I'm evil sometimes. Stacks is having a really, really slow start towards this map, and likewise of Forsaken. So both fades at the moment. Not really a lot on the kill department. So we'll see how they're going to set up the early information game with these Prowlers and Caesars. Haunts too, right? Because we've got the facilities here for some good combos. Timeout from T1 after the 3rd round.
Interesting. First time out off the map as well. Really want to keep things under their wings. Or perhaps getting a good read for how PaperX have been setting themselves up. Start to figure out the timings of the double initiators. And at the same time though, well, evident from the previous team comm segment, you start to hear that PaperX is calling out, Prowlers and stuff that they notice.
It's one thing for me as well on this defensive side for PaperX. How are they using the Vita utility? Is it all at the choke points, for example, or is it using the interceptor in retakes, in engagements, holding on to it for a little bit longer as well and being more reactive with it? Because really, if T1 figure out where that is with this composition as well, they can light speed in and gate crash a little bit deeper, but a lot of that extra utility at the entry points going to be removed.
My God.
Instead, he wins the race over towards this B side, and that smoke is just disrespected by T1. I don't think the Devi has any idea on how close they really were, and now he's just stuck.
Gak pengen komentar ngeliat mereka udah main, lihat tuh nggak jelas tuh lihat. Dikejarnya di situ, Jir. Anjir dikejarnya di situ, aduh sedih banget. Gue jadi Davai, gue sedih, gue nangis. Gue jadi Bas juga, gue nangis di pick 2.
I was gonna say, as he does play a little bit of veto,
planting anjir.
in this moment, something it would have been neat.
Satu elbow, 2 long, 1 side.
But it's okay. Jing with a shot.
Wah, mati Izu deh. Oh, nggak ada satchel, wah. Oh, itu fake, anjir. Nice, Izu dapat satu lagi. Satu di long, satu hookah. Udah dua-duanya udah tahu tuh. Tinggal lihat, tinggal meteor jigal-jigal terus. Wah, nice. Save.
Well, they don't want to save, they have to save. That's the problem. T1 just giving them no way back in towards the retake at all, hitting the good shots. It's the 1-4 lean that does not go PaperX's way. Gonna feel bad for Devi just getting a shorty straight shot.
Jadi T1 menang ini, mah. T1 menang.
Buzz recognizing exactly what he needs to do in that sort of situation too, just narrowly having enough on the timer to get back to the team as well for the second approach all together as a unit into the site. That's one of those situations for Envy that's a very reactive KO. As soon as you get the kill, you just want to try and deploy the null command immediately to keep going, but time is a ticket. It does not work out for PaperX. Timeout, nicely done for T1 to convert on the back of it. Forsaken slots himself into short cubby, expecting that there would have been a prowler early on. Doesn't come into
Nah
play.
ini Forsaken dapet 2 lah dia lah. Dapet 2 lah minimal. Tapi kayak mereka gak bakal masuk sini dah. Mereka ke B deh. Bau-baunya mah. Gak ada. Tidak ada. Tidak ada suara di. Ini sas sekali.
Well timed 0 point.
Enggak anjir mereka
Reset timing on the round for
TP kah?
T1 here. How long do you wait before trying to gather some information as
50
Paper
second.
X? Prowler's
Forsaken udah banyak nih.
because he's in this corner with the judge. No 0 point, no deeper flashes. There is the 0 point finally.
Itu siapa yang nembak anjing? Oh, Invi ngebetin. Di ulti. Wah, nggak dapet samsak. Anjir. Nggak dapet sama sekali. Mabas. Aduh, aduh, ganti terus senjata, ganti senjata tuh. Wah, kelihatan. Wah, nice banget Invi. Meteor. Betul, tempelin itu satu orang. Gak ditempel. Wah, Invi. Invi gak jelas. Something. Wah, timing. Gila. Gak jelas anjing. What the fuck. Ganti itu senjata terus. Itu senjata terus dia.
Very problematic for T1, but getting in front of that is quite crucial to still just dance around this site when the drift comes into play too, mind you. I think he does get the one. Getting traded out immediately by Izu. I was going to say, on the back of the drift after spotting out all the information, getting all the kills, monstrous rounds to come through from him.
Timeout. Here, timeout Paper X. Alek, kepalanya udah bentar. Alek pusing. Alek kayak apa ini? Anak-anak gua kenapa
You have to wonder as Paper X, how many more buys do we have to have in good favor? Don't have one right now. We're seeing 11 to T1. We're being a bit, stalled on our defenses as well, inviting T1 to try and dive in towards these sites and catch them up in a bit of a trap that's just not coming into play. T1 in that round, for example, not giving them anything up through A short, which is really what Forsaken was hopeful for. That's why I was also kind of interested for Envy. What's the timing like on your 0 point? Where are these flashes going to potentially come on in? As soon as those convergent paths are there, Forsaken misses that single judge shot that he's able to try and achieve. Just all
ini aja atau enggak
the other way.
keluar masuk kalau enggak.
So, time out for Paper X. We'll see what happens here. Jing going in with the Guardian.
You're really dipping your toes into the danger zone now, potentially falling to the lower bracket.
Dia yang suruh lu ganti kota
all the way through market.
Yeah, Meteor's in the right spot to potentially find things
Aduh,
here.
Meteor.
Information or kills.
Satu. Expect kah?
First, will there be
Expect
a
ada
trade
lagi?
for Paper X, however?
Wah, nggak expect.
The
Jir.
Vandal retrieved, and the spike if they continue
expect
to
ada
go.
Izu.
Itu Alek bolding. Itu lu nggak lihat rambutnya udah tipis coy. Rambutnya Alek udah tipis nih. Makin tipis rambut Alex anjing. Rambut palsu. 4v3. Ini T1 kalau kalah gue gak tau lagi, gue gak mau nonton deh. Sumpah. Capek nontonnya.
Yeah, I mean, you got to hedge your bets in this sort of situation, don't you? Where do you think you can have the most damage found and maybe steal this round with the siphoned Vandal? It's a bit of a wrap around for sure, and you're going to be very late to the affairs over at this B side, but something and Envy are here.
They've got to be ready though.
30 seconds to go. A molly.
Flashbang.
Looking for the fight, but
masih ada 2 di side, dapat 1 kiri. Wah, itu dia shorty yang gak dapet anjing. Untung dipegang teman. Kocak. Jadi kayak fuck, udah gue mati lah jing. Ini yang attacking siapa? Dapat 1 lagi jing anjir. Save kah? Enggak deh, enggak save anjing. Mati dia lagi kiri atas. Ah, udah.
It's telling lies, Quack, that's what it's doing there. Sees you above, but there's no way that it's going to get you all the way up there. 11-7. Pretty damaging attacking side so far from T1, and PaperX just feeling a bit floppy. We'll have to see if this next buy round is going to change up the affairs for them or not. As well, they did go a little bit hunting in this round. We don't really see the same thing from them on their rifle rounds, do we? On this defensive side.
I should hope not. Unless there's a whole game plan around it, but right now, starting things off with T1 hovering around A short.
Yeah, gonna get Jing on that orb. Forsaken was one away from the Nightfall, still is one away from the Nightfall. As the operator finally in something's possession. No immediate escape route though. Takes a couple of little moments to activate the crosscut. But it's a very powerful line if he can hold this one. Forsaken. Prowler through the TP, spotting info onto Stacks, but for PaperX right now, how much do they invest on trying to isolate him here?
Well, you might be controlling the extremities of the map.
And you got to have eyes on the prize right now. You got to get over towards this B site when Munchkin does have this orbital and there's a pit available. If the plant goes down, it's going to be very destructive for PaperX's chances.
Cover ini. Going back the Honolulu.
Heads on through anyway. Orbital as well to discourage PaperX from holding some of the angles that they would have liked. Still though, Hot Flash goes across. Trying to set up entrances
Anjir,
out from the back.
Forsaken. Bam. Wah, mateng nih.
T1 all the coverage they need. And with a spike planted as well, the objective is very much there. Something, a wild shot, second one going through. Will find one player, but you're gonna need a whole lot more. At the same time, Stacks is still lurking around.
Wouldn't even mind seeing the T's thrown into the
saving
mix
kah?
from something.
Mungkin nih. Wah, mati. Mateng atau tuh. Wes. Wih, gila WT dapat 2.
He is looking to do all of the
Udah
damage here,
sisa
and
berdua, mau
it's
ngapain
not
coba?
even damage
Anjing
control
Stacks masih
anymore.
selamat di
Round is
situ.
done. There is no time to get in. Just wayward shots.
Buka tuh senjata anjing, buka.
Forsaken gets shut down by Stacks. And the
Buka tutup
operator
senjata
will be
anjir
the
kerjaannya
only thing
sumpah.
taken into the next round for
Capek,
PaperX.
capek,
No way in towards that round, and that's why I
Match
said
point
the
ada
orbital
T1
strike
dah,
going
T1
down
menang
and the pit
dah,
are gonna be really
yeay.
problematic for PaperX's chances to get back in towards this one.
And unfortunately though for PaperX, I mean, fortunately for T1, for me it was that moment
Seru nonton Naruto.
inside of the pit.
Walaupun rewatch lebih seru.
Incredible plays coming through. And it's just absolute savagery that lands
Ini
T1 up
apa
top
namanya?
at the series
Aduh.
point now.
Aduh,
Everything in the kitchen
gemau-gemau.
sink for PaperX in this round.
I mean, Izu's just gone raid boss
Aduh,
at the moment in this one. 26 kills.
Udahan nih, iya udahan yuk. Capek nontonnya anjir. Pilihannya antara hoki apa nggak hoki ini udah. Lagi nembak, nembaknya kagak ada yang bagus anjir. Tuh lihat, mati itu. Ini lagi mati di belakang anjir. Meteor melihat satu. Wah, di body block. Satu heaven. Waduh. Forsaken mati sama shorty, bro. Dapat satu.
This flank coming through from something with the operator is going to be
Ini
very
dia.
late to arrive, but it finds value. Jing on a Stacks as well, so it's all down to Buzz. And finally,
12,
PaperX
8.
will get a
Masih bisa.
round, but it's another
T1
moment
masih
where
bisa
we've
beli.
gotta do it
Nembak
in a
pelurunya
run-back
nyasar
fashion.
kreatif. Iya
They
anjir.
need 5 rounds again to try and close this map, bring it into overtime. That's 1 out of 5.
At least they've got the ultimates to work off on
15.
perhaps, but at the same
Enggak
time,
ini. Kelar ini
that's a
udah.
lot of chances for T1 to close this out.
Kelar.
Yeah, absolutely. Couple of ultis invested in the mix of this one, right? Dimensional Drift,
Enggak bisa.
Nightfall as well. Eventually you'll have the cycle come back online. But you've got guns
Enggak, ini langsung
aplenty in
menang
this
ini.
round to go at it
Lu
again.
cabut langsung menang ini.
The ultimates are on the flip side for PaperX too, so what are they going to be able to achieve with this one? And the operator
Anjing.
back to B with Forsaken as well. And a bit of a pacey one from T1 this time. Looking at
Mati lagi dari situ tempat yang sama tuh.
And again, it's going to be reactions from PaperX that has to be on point. Jing has a showstopper. He's still looking for an angle though.
Planting langsung diulti, dapat satu. Mantap.
Absolutely nuclear alongside Divide.
Menang lagi PaperX.
Checking Munchkin inside of Bats as well. Buzz alongside Izu.
Planting anjir. Munchkin dapet, Cok. Waduh.
There goes something. Evolution popped. But Buzz lands an insane flick.
Udah menang. Udah menang anjing. Wah, kocak seperti anjing. Aduh, lucu. Udah ini something kalau nggak something geter nih. Udah ini something geter ini. Wah, ada depan. Set. Pick anjing itu di stick kocak. Itu di stick kocak. Wah, menang anjing. Something loop, dia pegang OP, kenapa OP-nya dilepas? Shot angle aja Jing, gak di hold sama dia, gak jelas. Gak jelas. Duh, something. Udah. Anjing. Dia megang OP anjir, kenapa OP yang gak di hold? Gak jelas. Duh, hot aja sumpah dah. Kalah, kalahnya begitu. Malu. Udah tidak ada sisa ini. Sisa energi.
As we start to get ever so closer in Pacific and the world to see which teams are going to make it to Masters Santiago and which teams will be joining others in elimination.
Yeah, meanwhile for PaperX though, to join the likes of Full Set, ZRX, Global Genji, I mean, so much to consider. For now, T1 doing wonders and adapting. Izu completely popping off. We're going to toss it down to the stage with Bella to hear from them.
Crazy.
Hi guys, it's Bella. T1, the super team, does it once again, and
udahlah. Udahlah, bye Invi, bye, bubar semua bubar.
Yeah, 놀라셨습니까? Stax is pleasantly surprised. 네, T1의 스택스 선수 인터뷰 만나보겠습니다. 박수 부탁드리겠습니다. Well, you guys took a clean reverse sweep against PaperX, and it must give you a little extra kick knowing that you did one up in your head-to-head record as well. What's going through your mind right now? 페이퍼렉스를 정말 중요한 순간에 승리를 한 번 더
mungkin
가져가게
karena style mainnya makanya nggak di hold.
전적 우세가 있는 상대인 만큼
Enggak, tapi itu udah 2v1 hold aja. Pilihannya tuh hold. Satu stick satu hold. Atau enggak dua-duanya maju ya, nge-trade udah.
우리 팀이 사기가 더 올라갔던 것 같아서 너무 대견스럽고 저희 팀원이. 그리고 저희는 페이퍼렉스보다 저희가 더 잘한다고 생각하고 있기 때문에 그냥 좀 편하게 했던 것 같습니다.
I think it actually makes it better that the map that I was really good at, we let the other team have it. And you know, our team, we actually believe in ourselves. We think that we are a better team and we're stronger. So me being on the bottom of the leaderboard actually helps my team stay motivated and actually pull their weight. All right, well. And also, we wanted to ask you, with Munchkin on board, we expected the weight of the IGL finally being lifted off your shoulders, but it seems like you guys, you know, still help each other out. I want to talk about how the transition has been like for you, and just tell us a little bit more about the detail that goes on. 이제 또 먼치킨 선수 합류하고 나서 오랫동안 스택스 선수 위에 있었던 그 IGL의 무게에서 벗어나는가 싶었는데 또 아예 그런 건 또 아닌 것 같아요. 좀 그 변화 과정에 대해서 있는지 그리고 어떤 식으로 조율해 나가고 있는지 들어보고
Derek sudah hilang. Derek sudah turun. Udah turun semua.
거기에 대해서 조금 더 저의 이제 정체성을 찾으려고 노력하는 중이고요. 지금 대회에서. 그리고 상범이 형의 IGL 능력이 이제
main aman itu nggak main aman jir, nggak ada main aman kayak gitu.
대회하면서도 콜 너무 좋다라고 얘기를 했던 것 같아서 계속 잘해주고 너무 좋고요. 그래서 이제 저는 제 정체성을 찾아가는 중입니다.
I think letting go of that IGL role that I've been so comfortable with and familiar with, it's actually
a journey for me to find my own identity as well. And as everyone knows, Munchkin's IGL, his calls are flawless. And, you know, throughout today's match, I've actually complimented him numerous times, saying that, hey, your call was so good. And I guess it helps me find my own personal identity as a player as well. And right now, after your win today, DFM waits for you. And, you know, they're dancing on that momentum. Do you have any words to them, especially maybe Akame, a dance battle? 이제 또 기세를 타고 있는, 거의 춤추고 있는 DFM이 기다리고 있습니다. 아카메 선수 춤추면서 좀 기다리고 있는 댄스 배틀도 혹시 기대할 수 있을까요? 한마디 부탁드리겠습니다.
저도 옆에서 지켜보고 있을 테니까 좋은 걸로 준비해 주시기 바라겠고요. 그리고 경기는 저희가 가져가도록 하겠습니다.
Hey, Akame, I'll be enjoying your dance, but the win will be ours. Alright, that was T1 Stacks with today's win. Thank you, Stacks. 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
네, 이렇게 해서 T1의 스택스 선수 인터뷰 만나봤습니다. 저희는 여기서 인사드리겠습니다.
Damn.
Stacks the man. He did so phenomenally, especially in the first map there, but you could see what he was saying, like if he's, you know, top fragging, that's not necessarily the best thing for the team, right? Like, I mean, something's kind of wrong.
When I was playing, it used to be an inside job that, like, if I'm
Gila.
playing well, we lose the map every time because the right people aren't fragging, and you can see what happens when the right people are fragging on T1. Izu went crazy, Buzz had a great game here. You know, Munchkin and Meteor also pitching in some big multi-frags. There's so much star power on T1 that sometimes it's just not the space to be getting them.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing for me is like how they adapt.
Apakah ini artinya
the way
Iron
they
Man
play
lagi,
this
guys?
bind is so different to how we saw them play it before. They felt like they'd really adapted to this strange Paper Rex comp, found the answers, and were really able to just start stringing those rounds together. On top of that, you had the individuals pop in, and Paper Rex just couldn't keep up today with the firepower of T1.
Yeah, I think T1 recognized a lot of their own tendencies as well, and I felt like they, at least at the start of their bind defense, played quite a different game. Definitely, like you mentioned, adapting to what Paper X was showing in the server here. But you know, make no mistake, there was some star level performances out of Izu and Buzz in particular to get T1 across the line in this game.
Yeah, I mean, and as we move forward, we're going to be seeing this team play against DFM in the middle bracket, and that's going to be a crazy game. And not only that, Paper Rex now are in the lower bracket. The lower bracket is unbelievably stacked, by the way. It's absolutely nuts down there.
GGE, full sense. It's crazy. I think this is going to be really exciting as this continues to pan out. Now, T1, you were remarking on this, Pilski, that they were playing very differently than they used to play.
Yeah, for sure. Bind definitely made some adjustments, stuck to some of the same comps that they were playing previously, but I think both Freeze and Blind, you saw some adjustments from T1 and they adapted well in this series, so it's good to see them moving on in the middle bracket. Yeah, I think it's kind of what I expected. And realistically, I mean, given that TFM is the team that they take on in the next round, I think TFM continually showing that they're a better and better team. I think the same thing. It's like two teams that have improved more and more as they've moved on in the bracket. So I think that's going to be quite a good game to decide who's going to make it to that qualification game in the middle bracket for Santiago.
I think that's such a massive skill to have as a team when you're able to progress and grow throughout these short matches, these quick brackets. If match after match you're able to put together more and more improvements, it means that as you start to move towards these masters, you're able to build up so much steam that you become unstoppable.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, this is how they started off last year, looking absolutely fantastic, and it's a good showing for T1, even though they are in the middle bracket.
Mengecewakan,
A conversation, none other than Mr. Stacks himself from T1. Welcome. And congrats.
Thank you so much.
Your first game was like insane. Did you ever feel so much power fragging against Paper X all by yourself?
I don't know. I just shoot them and then